South Africa.
Oh, South Africa.
That's right.
You guys got three capitals.
That's right. Well done.
Okay, Johannesburg. What's the other ones? The other two? I know
Come on,
Johannesburg's
you can
one.
do it. Johannesburg.
Um, Cape Town.
That's number 2.
The third one, I forgot. It's a little different. The third one's always a little weird. What's the third one? What's the smaller one, right?
Well, it's big, but yeah.
A little smaller in comparison to the other two.
Bloemfontein.
Okay, that's what it was.
No, that's okay. It's Pretoria.
Okay.
But again, Pretoria could be the capital for oh, they man, do it for Christ. Yep. So you've got the country that shares its capital, so that not all its eggs are in one basket.
Gotcha. You fan of Nelson Mandela?
Yes, sir. Who's
Okay.
not?
Well, hey, in your country, a lot of people didn't like him not too long.
Say again.
A lot of people didn't like him not too long ago in South Africa. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, you could cure cancer and people will be upset with you.
What is it?
I said you can cure cancer, people will be upset with you.
That's yeah.
You can't please everybody. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I've learned in my little short life on earth is that you just can't please people, man. Someone's always going to be fighting with you about something. And that's unfortunate, don't you think?
I mean, that's just the reality, right? I mean, you seem like you're a follower of an Abrahamic faith, so I mean, we've been given this information. At least Muslims have been given this information.
Are you a Muslim, brother?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, I'm Muslim.
Okay, so you're a Muslim. Well, that's good. So let me see the other guy, Mr. Bay. Are you a Muslim, bro?
Good morning. Peace.
Good morning. Okay. So let's just start.
What I would say, as far as to answer the question, with all respect to my brother who is a Muslim, I identify as a Muslim.
You're a Muslim, not a Muslim.
Muslim, yes. That's spelled Moslem.
Alrighty. Would you like to share with everyone the difference?
Okay, so the difference is more so how we practice. We practice not the same. We don't practice. We do believe in Islam, right? For myself, I believe in Islam. But as far as the
Before
practices,
you continue, my brother, are you a Shia or Sunni, or is that something else?
No, something else.
Just like Prophet Muhammad, I am not a part of any.
Hey, Mr. Bay.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Alhamdulillah. How are you, sister?
Okay.
I'm good. So, yeah, Mr. Bay, how many times have you read the Quran?
I reference it quite a bit. I was just on one about about the what to do with disbelievers. I was just on that one earlier this morning.
And just to re-emphasize here, you only take parts of the Quran that speak of noble things, correct? So you take the Quran in parts.
I would take the parts of the Quran that are consistent with the truth, universal truth. So meaning that if there's things that are in the Quran that you can practice all over the world, those are the parts that I honor. Those are the parts that I am to study and practice.
Amin is missing out, man. Amin, where you at?
I know. Where's Amin?
Sorry, dear. This is all yours. Go on.
No, God bless. So, who decided this universal truth?
That would be through the guidance of my great God, Allah.
Okay, but who gave you this universal truth? Allah. Who did He give it to?
As far as the Quran was given to Prophet Muhammad.
But who gave you your truth?
Who gave me the message that was given to me? His name is Noble Drew Ali.
Yeah. So we
Okay.
have another prophet that came in the 1800s, late 1800s,
Is this the
early
Circle 7
1900s,
Quran?
right? Correct.
Yes.
So hang on a second. Watch this now. Adina, are you a Muslim?
Yes,
Beautiful. Are you a Circle 7 Quran?
it's the first time
Muslim?
I'm hearing about it, mate.
Okay, now watch this now. How many Qurans do we have, guys?
One.
Adina?
We have one Quran, but there
Okay,
are some produced in different dialects.
beautiful. So I'm going to show you guys something, right? I'm going to show you this. So I want you to tell me if this is a true thing or untrue thing, right? 1 second. There we go. Did you hear, Adina, what our brother Mr. Bay said about his Quran?
Yes, I heard what he said.
So I just want one of you to speak now. I want this to be Mr. Adina to speak. Adina, do you see what's on my screen?
Yes.
Is that a Quran? It says the Moorish
No,
Science Temple of America, the Holy Quran.
that's the
It's called a
cover of a
Circle
Quran.
7 Quran.
It's claiming to be a Quran, but I couldn't say it unless I read it.
Okay, so
Is it the same as all the other ones?
not at all, sir. And the brother above you is a Muslim. He is a Quran only Muslim, and he is the one that confirms he's not only just a Muslim, but he's also following the teachings of Muhammad. So is he, Adina, a Muslim?
Correction, please, if I may.
Sorry.
I never said that I'm a follower of Prophet Muhammad.
You're not a follower of Prophet Muhammad.
I just got quiet.
No, I'm
Well, hang
not
on,
a
Adina,
follower of
let me
Prophet
get it
Muhammad.
right first. Mr. Bay, do you follow the teachings of Muhammad?
I honor Prophet Muhammad. That's what I do.
Do you follow the teachings of Muhammad?
I follow the noble teachings of Prophet Muhammad, yes.
Okay, but who is the prophet that you really follow?
Oh, the prophet that I follow goes by the name of Noble Drew Ali.
Beautiful. So let me show everyone Noble Drew Ali. 1 second. What do you think about that so far?
I've never heard of this person, but
Oh, welcome to my life, man. I'll teach you things that you Muslims never heard before. So let me show you the man. See this man over here? This beautiful chocolate man? That's your Noble Drew Ali.
where's he from?
He invented the religion the Muslim Mr. Bay follows. He is who Mr. Bay follows, not Muhammad. So Muhammad is just like, plan A. This is plan B. I'm sorry, Muhammad's plan B. This is plan A.
I wouldn't say all that.
Well, you follow this too, don't you?
Well, he's not a dude with all due respect. But now, as far as
So what is
him
he?
being a plan,
I apologize. What is
just,
he then, Mr. Bay? What is this guy?
he's but a mere messenger. That's all.
So he's just a man then, right?
Just a man, a
So
messenger.
he's a dude. I mean, he's a guy.
So as far as him being plan B, there is no plan B. Again, there's only one
He said
Quran.
he's plan A, Muhammad's plan B. You follow this guy, not Muhammad, correct?
I only follow one prophet, and that is Noble Drew Ali. Yes.
So he was a prophet,
Yes.
and you are Muslim, and you believe that he is the last and final prophet, correct?
According to his words, that he said that he is the last prophet in these days. That's what his words were.
So can you tell everyone, I just want to see everyone to see, he was born in 1886 and died in 1929, correct?
AD.
Well, obviously
correct,
80,
yes.
because he was taking photos of, so he had to exist at the time when we had cameras. So what do you say, Adina? What do you think of this? Is my brother Mr. Bay a Muslim?
we have many sects in Islam. We have Ahmadiyyas. We have some that believe that there's a guy called Mirza Ghulam Ahmed. He's a prophet. He's Jesus Christ himself from India. They believe. I mean, we have small sects in Islam,
Well,
but
watch this,
the
Adina.
majority of Islam, the large majority of Islam are Sunni Muslims.
Okay, watch this, Adina. Do you agree that you have more than one Quran circulating in the world?
I don't agree that there's two different Qurans, but I agree that there is the Qurans with different dialects.
Okay,
But
so watch this.
I don't believe that it's two different Qurans. No,
that's okay, Mr. Bey. The Quran that the Muslims that call themselves Sunnis, the Quran they have, is that the true Quran?
I haven't studied that type of Quran. I haven't studied that version, as some may call it.
Okay, have you ever seen any verses in the Quran? In their Quran?
So the Quran that I've been referencing to when doing my studies of the Quran of Muhammad is the one off of Quran.com. That's what I reference to.
Is the what?
Quran.com.
Okay, is that 100% the same as the one you have?
What do you mean? It's 100% the same one?
Is it the same as the Circle 7 Quran? Is it exactly the same?
Well, it's all like do we have someone named Esau in our Quran?
No. Well, in your Quran, the one that you have, Circle 7 Quran, is that Quran exactly the same as the Quran that the Sunnis have?
No, ours is in English. I believe theirs is in Arabic.
Okay, but is it basically telling you the exact same thing?
The exact same thing of what? Please.
For example, the Muslims say that Muhammad was.
Is it a translation
in the
of the
Quran? It says
That's
that.
Oh! Is it a
Is your one a
translation of the? Oh no! We wouldn't. No, my prophet wouldn't distort the message like that. Again,
Okay, so yours is an original Quran that came in English, correct?
This was so what he divinely prepared for the Americans is the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and it is a message that, from my understanding, and this is what I connect to, from my understanding, it fulfills the Quran of Mecca. What's that chapter? Surah 14:4, I want to say. It fulfills that prophecy. At least I call that a prophecy.
Okay, so you have a prophecy that's been fulfilled in your Quran, correct?
No. I'm saying when I'm reading the, so to make the distinction, the Quran of Mecca is what you all know as. So that's what I refer it to. So the Quran of Mecca. So from the Quran of Mecca, when I studied Surah 14:4, that is how I've been guided to that revelation about my prophet, Noble Drew Ali.
Okay, can we go to Surah 14:4 and see what it says, if you don't mind, just to get an understanding. So your 14:4 is the same as the Quran.com, correct?
No, I didn't say it's the same. I said it was for me. When I'm reading the Quran of Mecca, when I'm reading that Surah 14:4, that is what I found to be what I think the messenger Noble Drew Ali is to be.
So what do you think about the Quran that's from Mecca? Is that the Quran that Muslims should be reading or not?
That is the Quran for those who accept Prophet Muhammad as their prophet, you know.
But then
hang on,
don't you think there's a difference then between people that believe Muhammad is the last prophet and your Drew Ali? Isn't there a big difference between the two prophets?
I believe that Allah guides those who he wills and leads astray those who he wills. That's what I believe.
Okay, that's what I'm asking you now. So if the Muslim is believing, the guy below you, Adina, believes Muhammad is the last prophet, you saying that he was misled?
Now, see, that is from my understanding, according to what I read from the Quran myself, it says that Prophet Muhammad is the seal of the prophets. It didn't say last. And when I'm speaking English, last and seal, from my understanding, has two different meanings.
Okay, what do you understand when it says he's the seal of the prophet? What does that mean?
So from my understanding of what seal means, according to the origin of the word, seal means a stamp. So like, for example, if you do a stamp of approval, if you put a stamp on something, that is the seal that I believe, excuse me, that was the seal that I believe what Prophet Muhammad is. So for example, he is the seal, he is the measuring stick, he is the rod, he is the measuring rod on how to live up to being a prophet. And I believe Noble Drew Ali has lived up to that measure.
Okay, so Adina, do you agree with all that so far?
No, I don't.
What do you disagree with?
Because as a Sunni Muslim, we believe that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the final messenger, and the only person that's gonna come after him is Jesus. And Jesus is only gonna come back because basically he hasn't completed his mission, and he's gonna come back to finish his mission.
If I may,
to defeat the Antichrist.
Astaghfirullahaladzim, astaghfirullahaladzim, during Ramadan saying these kind of words without.
Sorry, we just try to stay focused on the topic. Either
I know, but this is very disrespectful for my religion. With Adina, it's aligning with me. But Mr. Bey, you know that Muhammad is the last messenger that is set and written by God.
Brother Azula, if you're Sunni, you're Sunni. I understand you're Sunni, but you have to understand, I'm getting educated because I didn't know there were so many small sects of Islam. I understand that,
My brother, if you open up the Quran, it says that the sects within Muslim, it's, what is it?
74.
What is it?
72 or 74.
Exactly. So I don't identify as Sunni Muslim. I identify as Muslim, not Sunni Muslim.
1 second. So now we have.
That's right.
Hang on, guys.
Right.
Hang on, guys. So we have
Astaghfirullah, but I'm just saying.
Please, hang on. So now we've got one Sunni, one Circle 7 Muslim, and one that has no denomination, correct?
No. I'm just a Muslim, just like the brother down there. He's just a Muslim. I'm just a Muslim.
But you're Muslim, they are Muslims, correct?
I'm just a Muslim, just like the brother down there. He's just a Muslim.
Okay, Azula, are you a Muslim or a Muslim?
What kind of logic is this? What do you mean? What?
The guy on the top,
I'm a Muslim.
Mr. Bey says that he is a Muslim, not a Muslim.
Okay, I'm a Muslim or a Muslim. It's the same thing. Wow.
Okay, so then he's a Muslim then, and he believes in the Circle 7 Quran. Same thing, correct?
No. I believe that there is only one God, but Allah.
Yeah, but your Quran that you use, is it the same one that the Sunnis use? No.
It is the Quran that I use speaks about the great God Allah, and that's the one I serve.
There is only one Quran, and you know that. Even the Sunnis and Shias, they are both in agreement that there is one Quran. But when it comes to the Hadith, I believe in Bukhari, I believe in Sahih Islam, and this is within the framework of the Sunnis, not in the framework of the Shias. But that is why I think Shia is also a sect. Therefore, I identify as Muslim, and Muslim is the only thing that is very important. Shia, Sunni, I'm Sunnah. Of course, I do Sunnah things. That's why Muslim.
1 second. Have you heard of a guy called
crazy?
Have you heard of a guy called Drew Ali?
Drew Ali?
Yeah. Can you tell him, Mr. Bey, who Drew Ali is?
No. I know what you're trying to do right now, Mr. I'm not Muslim. Listen.
Can you tell him, Mr. Bey, who Drew Ali is?
He will come to the conclusion himself, okay? And don't make him force it upon me. No, you don't need to. You try to make this discussion between Muslims.
Can you tell me, Mr. Bey, when Drew Ali received revelation, correct?
No. Just like according to Surah 14:4, I believe my prophet Noble Drew Ali was divinely guided by Allah.
So what truth do we have of that? How do we know this? Just so I can learn.
So the truth that you can measure it by is by simply reading his works. His works are in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Mr. Bay, what's the difference
Host.
between divine guidance and giving the divine revelation to him? What's the difference?
Can I just say one thing before he answers that? 90% of Muslims are Sunni Muslims. So all these other 72, 71 sects can't add up to 10% max. But go ahead, continue.
Do you have evidence for that claim? You made a claim for evidence for your sources. If you cannot,
You can look it up. You can look it up.
No. You made that claim. You made that claim. You're talking about what you So now you made that claim. You have
I can't hear you.
Can't hear a word you're
Brother.
saying, my man.
Do you
Sorry, guys. The one with that just came
stop
up. we
muting
can't
me,
hear you.
Nahil? Now bring me evidence for your claim that you made that claim.
Brother.
Don't become ignorant. Don't become ignorant. Make
You got
statements
bad
without any
connection.
claims. Don't make
Dude,
any
you
statements.
have a
Don't make
bad-
any statements without any good claims.
You have a bad connection. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't panic. Listen.
Come
you
on,
have bad
moderator. Why are you
connection.
doing that? When
You
some
have a bad idiot.
Like he comes up here, he's got like one bar. It's almost like he's in the cave Hira, but he might have been in the club by the sounds of the background, right? If you're in an atmosphere like that, why are you coming up to debate in the first place?
Just for clarification, I didn't know this was a debate. I simply came here to demonstrate
Conversation,
the
my
truth.
man. Conversation. We just talking.
Well, yeah, and I'll just clarify my position. I'm just demonstrating what I know is the truth.
I know, but I agree with you. I'm giving you a chance to explain it because not many people actually have heard of your sect of Islam or understand it. That's why I'm asking you these questions so that we can all understand it, and you can share the knowledge of your religion. So, for example, Adina didn't know that Drew Ali existed.
Well, yes. So again, I just wanted to clarify some things. Again, even when it comes to Islam, like the brother has said before, there is no sectors in Islam. There's only one Islam. So I just practice the way I practice, and there are those who practice what I call the modern form of Islam. We practice the old time religion of Islam.
Okay, so in your
that makes sense, James. So the Moorish Muslims of America, they go back and they practice the Islam of Muhammad's time. These other Muslims, they're more modern day Muslims. They just practice the Islam of today's time. I see how that goes.
Okay.
No, that was very well put. I appreciate that statement. Thank you.
So let me ask you then, Mr. Bey, the way Muhammad lived and behaved back in the day, was it a good example to mankind?
That will be found in his works. That will be in the Holy Quran, and that will be up to your own discernment as to what is good works and what is not. That's not up to me to decide.
So do you take hadiths or tafsirs?
No, I do not. Quran, as some of them say, Quran only.
Okay, so when you read the Quran, how do you understand what it's trying to tell you?
Well, the way my prophet had taught me is the same way that Prophet Jesus was teaching in the Bible. And that's the first and foremost, purify your mind. Purify your mind first before you go into these sacred teachings. And understand. The way I did that was by reading the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I couldn't have done it without that.
Can you give me the best? Sorry.
I can't get over this, James. The guy just said that he needed to clear his mind before he could understand the scriptures. And to clear his mind, he read the scriptures.
So, no. So when it comes to the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, not only did I read it, I had to apply it. And when I applied it, I realized how my life started to change. So as I'm able to open up my mind up and read certain things like the Quran and Mecca, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, my brother James's question was, you said that you were told that you have to purify your mind before you can understand what the words are telling you to do so that you can implement them correctly in your life, correct?
Yes, yes.
Excellent. So what is that process of you getting your mind ready? Like, what is that like?
Oh, so the process was me proclaiming my nationality and my divine creed of Islam.
There you go,
I
James.
did that. I proclaimed my nationality and my divine creed of Islam. I did that in September 2019.
What does your
September 20.
nationality have to do with anything?
Very good question. It has everything to do with my divine creed of Islam, especially when following the works of Prophet Muhammad. You know, studying his works of it and how he spoke of, how he referenced the Bible as well too. So as I'm tracing myself back, that's how I was able to find myself in the Bible and actually live these things.
Do you have a Quran? Do you have the Quran set? That's Quran 7 with you now? Can we just go to a verse and see what your verse says compared to Adina?
Compared to what?
Compared to the Sunni Muslim Quran. Is it this? I just want to see if it's the same.
Now, before we do this, according to my prophet, Noble Drew Ali, he says that our Quran, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science of America, is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca. It is not a superior or it's not an inferior. It's not a competing type of deal. So that's not what it's used for.
So hang on. If I took your Quran to Saudi Arabia and told them about Drew Ali, would they open arms, welcome me, or will I be like the headless horseman?
No, if you came just like that, no, then you'd be like the headless horseman. Yes.
Yeah. So your Quran is then not accepted by the people in Saudi Arabia, correct?
Yes, I would say so. At the state of mind of
Why
them,
do
yes.
they feel that it's contradicting their Quran if it's a completion of their Quran?
Well, because if I think of someone putting their own intentions into the Word of God, because that's what my prophet has said. He said that. Okay, go ahead.
Now, how many chapters do you have in your Quran?
So it would say 47, but the last chapter is not numbered.
So you don't have like Al-Fatiha?
If you can you translate that for me? I'm an American, so my native language is English. Can you translate that in English?
What's the first book of the Quran?
Oh, so we have the first chapter. The last chapter is not numbered, but the first chapter is numbered, and that is called the Creation and Fall of Man.
So your Quran's in English, correct?
Yes, that is the language that my prophet came to us in. Yes.
But he was an African, correct?
He is a descendant of the inhabitants of Africa, but he was born in America, just like me.
Okay. And what have you got to do with the Moors?
I got everything to do with the Moors because my prophet has everything to do with the Moors, in America specifically.
Where do the Moors come from?
The Moors, they have an ancient history that stems back from the land of Canaan.
Okay. So how does he have anything to do with Canaan?
Well, how does who have anything to do?
Drew Ali. How does he have anything to do with Canaan?
Oh, he's the one that connected me to the ancient Moabites, because he himself is a Moabite or a descendant of the ancient Moabites.
So the Moors are the Moabites. Okay. So the reason that you guys call yourselves the seven, right, is the significance is to do with the seven heavens, the seven earths, the 7 days, man created in 7 days, walking around the Kaaba 7 times. Sorry, go on.
Well, no, slow down. No, well, we don't have the Prophet Noble Joel didn't bring like 7 planets. Nothing. The most he did about the 7, he spoke about Elohim, and he referenced Elohim as the 7 eyes of Allah. The only another reference when it comes to 7 will be referenced into the days of the week, as some people would call it now. But other than that, as far as any other 7, I mean, we can only do speculations. But I can only stand on what the prophet actually brought.
Okay, so the reason I asked you whether you have Al-Fatiha like the Muslims have, because you are Quran only, is your Quran explained by the verse? So if I said to you, can you read in your Quran, can you read the first chapter in your Quran, verse 5? So chapter 1, verse 5, what would that give me?
So now, the first chapter of our Holy Quran does not have verses.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so it
just
don't have
for-
verses in the first Quran. Now, as far as what was you going to say? I forgot. Go ahead.
According to so where do you get information then about Muhammad? Does it tell you about Muhammad? For example, in your Quran, does Muhammad marry a 6-year-old?
No, that's part of the hadiths. What it speaks about Prophet Muhammad is he is in the last 4 chapters that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali wrote himself. So in one of those chapters, it speaks of Prophet Muhammad as being the founder of the uniting of Islam. So that's
And was
one of
he
the references.
inspired? Did he also have Jibril come to him and squeeze him in a cave, or how did he get his revelations?
And that measure, you got. I would have to point to the Quran of Mecca for you to read that.
No, I'm talking about Drew Ali. In Drew Ali, did he get visited by an angel as well?
No. As I said earlier, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he was divinely guided, as he said himself. He's divinely guided.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Is that, say it again?
Did God speak to him?
I believe God, just like how Prophet Muhammad was sent messengers, I believe Noble Drew Ali was also sent messengers. But I think the way the Prophet Noble Drew Ali was described what a messenger is, such as an angel, he describes an angel as a thought of Allah manifested in human flesh. So those are angels. So therefore, like when we're getting messages from people, like for example, I can learn something from some of my Muslim brothers and sisters on here about the Quran, right? They can teach me something. They are messengers themselves, I believe, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking on how the Prophet got these teachings. He got it from other Muslims.
Brother, what's to stop another person saying the same thing as
Noble Drew.
I forgot his name.
Noble Drew.
I'm sorry.
Noble Drew Ali.
Well, see,
Noble
that's the
Drew
thing.
Ali.
So that's the thing, brother. What's beautiful about it now, even though we're not going to fight, we're not supposed to fight or nothing like that. If somebody was to say that they are the last prophet, well, yeah, that would be a problem. Because, like, what do you mean? Clearly, it says he's the last. Like, literally, it literally says that. It doesn't. We don't need no translation. We don't need no guessing. It literally says he's the last prophet. Now,
He says that, right? He says that he's the last prophet.
Literally says that.
But have you ever heard of Imam Mirza Ghulam Ahmed?
No, I'm not familiar with that. I believe that's a brother, right? He's a Muslim.
He's a Muslim, and he also claimed to be the final prophet, and he claimed to be, and he also claimed he was born in India. He also claimed that and there's quite a few millions of them now that follow this man.
I would say this. Now I would say that. And now for those who say that that they're the last prophet, now I would say the way we understand the way Allah works, he sends a messenger to that particular nation of people. Yes, the messenger and his message is supposed to be universal, right? But when you send it to that nation of people, he's not going to send another one to that nation of people. Like, for example, the Israelites. They're not going to get another prophet after Jesus. And just like the Arabians, they're not going to get another prophet after Prophet Muhammad. And just like the Americas, we're not going to get another prophet after Noble Drew Ali. Now, where Allah, the great God, is going to send his next messenger to which nation? I do not know. If he does, all praise be to Allah.
Okay.
So, did Noble Drew Ali, didn't he take inspiration from Buddhism also?
According to my nationality card, it says that we honor all divine prophets, including Buddha, Confucius, Muhammad, and Jesus. And yes, in our Holy Quran, it has teachings. Some of my fellow brothers have shared with me. I believe from Confucius, it has teachings of Confucius. I believe it's called the Antidiak Grant. And as far as like what other books, I'm not sure. But Noble Drew Ali divinely prepared it for us, for the American understanding of how to be one with their great God.
I just want to ask you this. Sorry, have you heard of Joseph Smith?
Yes, the
Is
founder
he
of the
also one of
Mormon.
the prophets that Drew Ali took from?
No, if anything, he will be a prophet for the Europeans. And and
He was in
if you
America, wasn't
subscribe,
he? Yeah, wasn't
yeah,
he
he was
American?
American. Yeah, yeah, he was American.
So why
Yeah.
would he
So
be
what's
from
Nation
European?
of Islam? Are you guys part of Nation of Islam?
No,
No.
the religious,
That's a separate.
the legal and lawfully chartered religious organization I'm a part of predates the Nation of Islam.
So watch this then. So watch this. So both Joseph Smith, Muhammad, and Drew Ali received private revelation from an angel or people and said that no religion or no true religion on earth existed. All three of them relied on the Bible to validate their revelation. And when contradictions were pointed out to them, all three of them said that the Bible has been corrupted. Now, both Joseph Smith, Muhammad, and Drew Ali, both Joseph Smith and Muhammad were illiterate, but you said that Drew Ali was literate, correct? He could read
I'm
and
sorry.
write.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question?
I said both Joseph Smith and Muhammad were illiterate, but Drew Ali, he could read and write, correct?
So we got to take things into proper context. Being illiterate, you have to be specific about what
I get you.
you have to be specific about what you're illiterate in. So, like for example, I could be illiterate in farming, right? Yeah.
And
So as far as Noble Drew Ali, he was illiterate. Noble Drew Ali was illiterate in the Arabic language. I know that for a fact.
Okay. Okay, so all of them revealed a secret book inspired by God, and all of them claimed to be the final prophet of God. So both of them had, and how many wives did Drew Ali have?
Only one.
Now there's the difference between Muhammad and Joseph Smith. This guy had more respect. He had one wife. So
and he wants us to do the same thing.
Say again?
I'm saying yes, and we are to do the same thing. Those who follow Noble Drew Ali, we are to have one wife.
Okay, so then according to Islam, Muslims are told to have 4 wives, correct? So then they
Not
are
really. That's not correct.
Well, you can have up to 4 wives, Adina.
Yes,
can have up to 4.
Yes, that's correct. You can't have 4 wives. There's conditions to it.
No, I get you, but you can have up to 4 wives.
You can have up to 4 wives, yes.
So now we've established that Muhammad was a Mormon, but according to my man, Mr. Bey, we've got a Drew Ali who is teaching Islam as the final prophet, and the Islam that he taught contradicts the Islam that you have, Adina. Is Mr. Bey still a Muslim according to your Sunni belief?
Well, only Allah judges. Allah knows best. I can't judge another human being. But what you said earlier,
praise Allah.
You said that the Quran relies on the Bible.
Yes, it does.
Does the Bible then rely on the Torah?
Well, the Torah and the Bible are working together as one, not contradicting. In the Old Testament, the Old Testament is basically before Christ, and Christ is now the completion of the New Testament, whereas the Quran contradicts the Old and the New Testament.
No, the Quran clarifies the message.
Okay,
the Quran
so I'm not sure
clarifies
what
it.
your Quran teaches in your Mr. Bey, but according to the Quran confirms the Bible as unchanged and true. Correct?
No,
So
that is incorrect.
Right, incorrect.
Okay, give me a chapter. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Let's go slowly. So let's both of you use your Qurans now and show me the verse in your Quran that Allah tells us that the Bible has been corrupted.
You won't find that in my Quran.
I don't need a Quran to tell you that. I can just do a better research, and I can explain it to you how it's not 100%.
Okay, so watch
accurate.
this then, Adina. I can, if I listen to you or I listen to Allah, which one of you two is telling the truth?
No, Allah is referring to the Injil, the original scriptures, the autographs that were handwritten, that were not recopied over centuries.
Okay, stop there, Adina. Let's go slowly. So you say that the Injil was handwritten, correct?
Yeah, I believe the original scriptures we're called the autographs, we don't have them anymore.
Okay, can you show me where I can find anywhere in any scripture that the Injil was handwritten?
Well, I'm sure. Okay, maybe. Okay, then they typed it. It doesn't matter. They typed it up on a laptop.
Okay, so we don't know it was handwritten or not, correct?
Well, I've a high chance that it was written by hand. I mean, they didn't have computers or iPhones.
Whose hand? Who wrote it?
The Old Testament. The people. The people.
No,
I don't know.
about the Injil. We're talking about the Injil. Who wrote the Injil? Which country was it written in? What language was it written in? Was it in Greek, Aramaic, Hebrew, Zulu?
I believe the New Testament was written in Greek, but the Old Testament.
Okay, so where do you go to find it was written in Greek? Or in Greece?
You go to the New Testament, your Bible.
Okay, so you're saying that my New Testament is true when it tells you that it was written in Greek?
No, it's written it was literally, because, brother, I don't have all the information, but I've read reliable
sources. You're making claims, right?
And I know, but if you look it up and do your own research instead of asking me questions, you would know that the Quran was written in Greek. I'm sorry, the New Testament was written in Greek in Greece.
Watch this, Adina. Yeah. If I do my research, research shows me that Jesus was crucified on the cross. That's what research tells me, right? Everywhere in history, it confirms the crucifixion. But if I go to Islam, it tells me that Jesus wasn't crucified. Now, if I go to history, and history tells me that the New Testament was written...
if I'm...
Oh, sorry, Bay, you made a lot of noise. I just muted you because I thought you were going to just make a noise. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, my apologies. I just wanted to speak on that. Man, I just lost train of thought. I lost train of thought. Continue.
No way. So you're going to make any claims regarding the Injil, you best back it up, because according to what we know, you telling me that Jesus was given the Injil, if it was in a book form or in Revelation, you need to prove it. And if you're telling me that it was written down, then I need to know who wrote it down, when it was written down, and then we need to go and find out when it was corrupted and who corrupted it. And because Allah says it's not corrupted, Allah says they have it with them, and Allah tells them that the Injil that they have is judgment, guidance, and light. And if they don't use that as judgment, guidance, and light, then they are the unbelievers. So help me understand. Allah tells me it's uncorrupted. Where do I go to find out that it's corrupted?
Those are the unbelievers. Okay, that makes sense. Huh. There's a lot. So while the brother is thinking of this answer, so my question to you, host, I believe that's one to speak. Where did you get your source about the Bible being corrupted?
Muslims tell you that the Bible is corrupted.
Oh, so there's nothing written in the Quran.
Well, no, the Quran does. The Quran says the opposite. The Quran tells you that God's word can't be changed.
Then why are we going off the mere thoughts of men? Let's go to the actual word. What does the word say?
Okay. Adina is the one that made the claim.
Oh.
Well, my claim was, yeah, the original autographs that were written by Isaac. I don't remember all their names. Ezekiel, all those people that wrote the original autographs. Yeah, people had to preserve them because material was out, because of war, because of natural disasters, whatever it may be. They were copied onto scribes, and human errors were made whilst they were copied onto these scribes. King James at the end took all the scribes and tried to make one version, the King James version. Basically, everyone just.
Oh my God. Okay, watch this.
Some of it was lost. Some of it was lost.
Brother, you've got no idea. Do you know when King James lived?
I know King James wrote his own Bible, innit?
When did King James live?
I don't know. I don't need to know that.
Well, you said that he's the one that corrected the Bible and changed everything, correct?
I mean, a quick search online would tell me when he lived. If I needed to know that, you ask me questions like you expect me to know, but I'm telling you how the Bible may or may I'm not saying the whole message of the Bible may have changed, but I'm saying there are discrepancies and there are
But you're
some
making claims.
errors in the
You're
Bible.
making claims.
And it's a fact.
Because-
I mean, look, that's
Okay,
a
watch this.
statement.
Adina, according to the Quran, what does Allah say about the previous scriptures? Does he call them corrupt, or are they confirmed? Is he confirming what they have with them?
When we need to, I don't trust the New Testament and the Old
I'm not
Testament.
talking
I
about
trust.
the New Testament. I'm asking
So
you
what?
about the Quran, my brother.
So the Quran and Muhammad, they did not come to change the message of Jesus.
I didn't
the
ask you
original
any
message,
of that. I didn't ask
and
you
the
any of
original
that.
message
I'm
of
asking you,
Moses.
my brother, I'm
Yeah.
asking you, in your Quran, does Allah confirm the previous scriptures?
Yes.
Okay, does Jesus confirm the previous scriptures before the Injil?
Yes.
Are they confirming corrupted scripture?
No, but Jesus changed the Old Testament. He changed the laws of the Old Testament and the New Testament. Some
Where
of
do
them
you
are
see
different.
that?
Well, okay, let me give you a simple example of in the Old Testament it says it's unclean to eat pig, pork. Yeah. It's unclean. The pig meat is unclean. But in the New Testament, he says all the meat is clean.
Okay, watch this. In Surah 350 of your Quran, Surah 350.
Why do you always run to the Quran?
I'm showing you something. I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
In your Quran, it says that Jesus came to make lawful to you things that were once unlawful or forbidden to you. Can you tell me, what did Jesus make lawful to you, the things that were once forbidden to you? Tell me, what are they?
I don't know. I have to read the Quran and into context what the verse you just read and what it was talking about. I can't just come out with it because you just pulled out one verse.
Well, I'll read it for you. I'll read
Well,
it for you.
I want to share on that. I would like to add on that when you're done.
Sure.
You said what?
I said, sure, you can go on.
All right, so one of the things that from what Jesus has taught in our Holy Quran of the Moorish Science of America is Jesus taught us the name of the great God, the name of the Holy One.
Who is that?
Okay, thank you for asking. So the name of the Holy One, the great God that Jesus taught me in our Holy Quran, he goes by the name of Allah.
Okay. But Allah means what?
Thank you for asking. That's a very good question. So according to the Quran questions for Moorish Americans that supports and gives better context to the Holy Quran, the question is the second question is, who is Allah? Now this is a who, not a what. So there's a difference in the designation. So the who is Allah? The answer is Allah is the Father of the universe. Plain and simple.
Allah is a father.
Yes, in our Holy Quran, he is the Father of the universe, the Father of Jesus.
Okay.
That's the name of
Adina,
his Father.
1 second, my man. Adina, is Allah a father in any way, shape, or form? In any sense? According to the Quran.
Look, we don't say father. We don't say father because I believe even in the Bible, when they say father, it's a term of endearment. It's not literally like he's our father.
No,
like
well, let's talk about the Quran that Mr.
Do you
Bay
believe?
has.
I want to ask Mr. Bay. Mr. Bay, when you say Jesus, Allah is the Father, what sense do you mean? Do you mean in a sense that I call you a brother?
Okay. Let me unpack that first. First, I would like to reference to exactly how Allah created Adam, right? When he created Adam, after he formed him, and formed his body and whatnot, he blew into him. Same way, according to the Quran of Mecca, where Allah, I got my own name for that one, where it says we blew into Mary. So that same breath is what I'm referring to. So yeah, brother, you got that same breath for what I'm hearing. So yes, me and you are brothers, and Allah is our Father.
In a term of endearment or in a literal sense?
Well, then I would have to ask. I would have to ask this. I would have to ask this. When, according to the Quran of Mecca, when Allah had breathed into Adam, right, was that literal or was that in a term of endearment?
No, what I'm saying is, okay, is Jesus is God Jesus' father the way he is your father?
So I talk about the great God Allah as a father the same way Jesus talks to Allah as his father. That same
So
way.
same way. Okay, now I understand. Okay, that's what I wanted to understand. So it's not like the way Jesus is the son of God. It's not
So
literal.
yes,
It's a
not
spiritual.
yes, yes. Now let me help you out with that. So yes, I am with my Muslim brothers and sisters when they say Allah has not begotten a son or is not the father of any of you that's in the flesh, because we shouldn't be arguing against flesh, right?
Okay.
We should be fighting against principalities and spiritual things. So when it comes to being like Allah actually have a uterus, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
You mean a
I don't
father
believe that.
a father in a spiritual sense, like a
Yes.
father looks at the son the father has for his son in that sense.
Like okay, put it like this. According to the Quran of Mecca, just like how Allah does, he guides us. So just like a father guides you, that's what I mean by a father.
Okay, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Well, hang on, Adina,
Salam,
are you
salam,
saying that
salam.
you agree that Allah is a father in some sense?
No, I'm not agreeing, but I understand what he means. It's just we Sunni majority, we don't want to use this kind of language
Why not?
because me and my brother just had to have a minute discussion to actually understand that he means in a spiritual sense, not as in Jesus is the son of God and father and son, not in that sense. It's a spiritual sense.
Yeah, but
But I
do you
understand
accept
what he
that
means.
God can be a father in a spiritual sense?
In a term of endearment, yes, I believe if it's an adjective as a describing that he's loving, he's caring, like he's loving,
You would
caring.
call Allah your father in a spiritual sense.
Actually, Allah has 99 attributes, but I don't remember if father is one of them. I don't know. I need to check it.
Yes, our father will be considered as equivalent to God, because father and God are titles. That's what I mean by that.
So is father one of the 99 names?
Listen. Are you guys like Muslim?
No, father is not. It's not the 99 attributes.
No,
Mr. Bay and Adina, are y'all
Let
Muslim?
me just introduce.
Yes,
Sorry, what is your name?
Alhamdulillah.
Hang on, guys. What is your name? The guy that came up?
Kareem. Is Mr. Bay and Adina Muslim?
He's a Circle 7 Muslim. He's
No.
his
What?
prophet is Drew Ali.
I'm not Circle 7 Muslim. I'm not Circle 7 Muslim. I identify as a Muslim, but all due respect.
A Muslim?
Your sound, Mr. Bay.
What's the difference between a Muslim and a Muslim?
So Kareem, if I could just explain, my brother, yeah, I'm Sunni Muslim, yeah, and then we have small sects in Islam. We have the Ahmadiyyas, and now this is a new one that I'm learning about today as well. The brother here, let's be respectful. The brother here, he believes that there's a prophet who's of African descent from America that came for the people of America after the prophet. He doesn't believe that.
Or why do you keep calling me brother? This guy is worse than the Christians.
Hey, easy there, bro.
I'm just being
It's just the truth, man.
Bro, just be respectful, man. We're just trying to it's good to learn. I'm learning, bro. I didn't know.
Well, you don't learn from this guy, right? So number one, he already brainwashed you into you thinking that you can call Allah the Father, which you can't. What you think of today's time that you can say like ammi, like come on.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I was trying to.
Father, bro.
I didn't say
this
that.
This guy, he's a pagan mushrik, right? He's a kafir, bro. He believes in another prophet after Rasulullah.
Dude, if you're going to have a conversation with someone and you want to teach them something, then you do it civilly. You don't try to do it with the Muslim lens on. If you think that Mr. Bay is incorrect, then you try to help him understand it by teaching him. Don't attack him.
I'm teaching him.
Yeah, then talk properly or else I'll drop you. Have a little.
Yeah, I got you, my man. Don't worry. Listen. Dina, listen. This guy, right? If you want to like seek knowledge about the deen, you don't seek knowledge through a guy who lies on the Quran, who lies on the prophets, right?
Brother, I'm not here.
Islam.
Brother, with all due respect, my brother, I'm not here to seek knowledge. I just joined the live because it said, "Can Islam coexist with civilized world?" I came in to discuss
I just want to jump in there. Adina, 1 second. I need you, Karim, to prove
Yeah.
to Mr. Bey, now listen carefully, prove that
Yeah.
Drew Ali wasn't the last prophet that came.
Prove that he wasn't? Yeah, it's just simply in the Quran. The Prophet says he's the seal of the prophets, and there will not be another one. And I mean, the thousands of like authentic hadith that we have regarding the Prophet Muhammad being the last and final messenger. I mean, it's in the Shahada. If he's ever even said it once in his life, probably hasn't. But yeah, I mean, this is you cannot not be a Muslim and then like affirm that a prophet comes like after him. Right?
Okay, 1 second. Now you had your say, Mr. Bey. Can you tell him why Drew Ali is a true prophet and the last prophet?
He is the true prophet because of Surah 14:4. He has came, but as a messenger, to clarify the message, to clarify the message of Allah. So that's what makes him a true prophet. And what was the second part of your question?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said that.
Yeah, bring the surah.
Surah, I believe it was Surah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's Surah 14:4.
Bring it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead. What was saying?
Bring it.
I will read it for you. It says, and we have sent no messenger save with the tongue of the people, that he might make all clear to them. Then Allah leads astray whomever he wills and guides whoever he wills. And he
I didn't hear Drew Ali or whatever. Drew Ali.
That's right. That's right. From my understanding, Allah is not going to reveal specific names. Just like Jesus' name was not revealed in the Torah, just like Prophet Muhammad's name was not revealed in the New Testament. I'm sorry, what?
Yes, so if you're a Muslim, right, you would actually affirm that Jesus is in the Torah, right?
So wait a minute, hold on, let's make sure we
because it's in the Quran that Jesus was in the Torah.
Well,
hang on. Show me that Jesus was in the Torah, please.
Yeah, I don't believe that the Torah you have of today's time is the same back then.
Can you show
actually
me in your
prove
Quran?
that it is?
No. Listen, show me the verse in the Quran that says that Jesus is in the Torah.
Yeah, I can go get it, but like, what's the like? If I get it, is he gonna like actually like stop this nonsense and like become a Muslim? Or what?
Forget about that. Forget about it. We can come back to that. Go on, Mr. Bey. Tell him why Drew Ali is the last and final prophet, and tell him what the seal means. When he says seal of the prophet, tell him what seal means.
Okay, so I just want to make some clear distinction and a correction for you, host, with all due respect. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali never said he is the final prophet.
So you believe there's another one coming after him too?
Well, no. I'm just quoting exactly what the Prophet said. Because I want to be exact.
Wait, is your Prophet like still alive today?
No. He transitioned in 1929.
Transitioned?
Yes, transitioned.
To what?
To be one with his Father God, Allah.
Allah's not the Father, but yeah.
Okay, to be one with his God, his great God, Allah. That's what he went to.
Yeah. So he claimed to be a prophet.
Yes.
Yeah. How do I tell you, man? How do I tell you?
Tell me what?
That he is not going to Jannah, man.
Not going to where?
He's not going to Jannah, and he will never see Allah or hear Allah.
For those who don't know, please explain what Jannah is.
Yeah, paradise. Yeah, he's not going to heaven, bro. He is actually getting punished in his grave as we speak to it right now.
Now, I'm glad
the worst of punishments.
Is that Muhammad you're talking about?
Huh?
He asked you, which one are you referring to? My prophet or
oh, this guy like Drew Ali or whoever your prophet's name. Drew?
Yeah.
Drew?
Prophet Noble Drew Ali, yes.
Yes, yeah. He's not going to heaven at all. You know, he's actually
now, if I may ask, are you Allah? Because you make a clear judgment. Are you Allah? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Understood. Now, from my understanding, when it comes to the teachings in our Holy Quran of the Moorish Science of America, Jesus teaches us that he says, Allah never made a heaven for man. He never made a hell.
He never made heaven for man?
He never made, Allah never made a heaven
because in the Quran it says that paradise is for the believers. So are the believers like dinosaurs or something?
No. If anything,
who are the believers that Jannah is for?
So again, the way Jesus clarified what heaven is, he didn't use the word Jannah, right? Because again, the message was divinely prepared in my language.
You're talking about the Quran, bro.
I'm talking, and I made the clear distinction between the.
Is the Quran revealed in Arabic?
So the Holy Quran of the Moorish Scientific of America was divinely
Brother, he's
prepared
got
in
his own
English.
Quran, brother. They got their own Quran in English.
You have your own Quran in English, and they translate Jannah to what? Sky?
No. It's not a translation.
It's not a sky either. It's not a place of meets and bounds,
Garden?
according to Jesus.
No,
It's not a
they
place.
literally have their own American Quran. It's not the same as what we read. It's a completely different Quran.
So to go straight to the point, the prophet Jesus said that heaven is a state of mind. Plain and simple.
Heaven is a state of mind?
State of mind, yes. And you can reach it on earth. You don't have to.
So you don't have to die to go to heaven?
No, you do not. Not according to our teachings.
Yeah. So, Adina, you remember how when I came in here and I said that he was worse than the Christians, right?
Yeah.
You see why now, right?
I don't judge those people, brother.
Jesus
I'm
wasn't a
Muslim,
Christian.
alhamdulillah. May Allah guide the brother, make dua for him, but there's no need to be harsh, akhi.
I'm not being harsh. Listen,
I think you're being a bit harsh.
Wallahi, I'm not being harsh.
There's a way to
Thank you, Adina, for being a gentleman. Thank you, sir.
I think he's been a bit harsh. Akhi, you know, at the end of the day, akhi, he may not be on the right path, but we should try to talk to him in a way that, you know, I don't know, try to guide him, inshallah. But the way you came,
I'm not being harsh though.
So let me watch this, Adina. Watch this. Karim, do you think that he's a Muslim?
No, not a chance. No way. And if he dies on his beliefs, he'll be in Jahannam.
Let me just watch this. So he's not a Muslim. Do you think that he will, if he was to take his Quran to Saudi Arabia, what would happen to him?
They would burn it and put him in jail.
Why wouldn't they just let him be and instead of attack him?
Yeah, he's mocking Allah and he's mocking the religion.
So
and he's mocking the Prophet.
Doesn't the Quran say to him, his religion, to me, my religion?
Yeah, you do have your own religion and we do have ours, right? But this is up to a certain extent, right? Yeah, I'm gonna explain, right? So this goes up only until a certain extent, right? When you bring your religion, right, and then your entire religion is based off of Islam, but it's like a render of it, and you mock it, and you mock Allah, and you mock the Prophet. Instead of calling yourself a Muslim, you call yourself a Muslim, right? This is just outright mocking.
Okay, so watch this.
So in any way, if you bring this to Saudi Arabia, they will burn your Quran and they will jail you, 100%.
Okay, so basically, he wouldn't be able to coexist in the same town as you, city as you, or world as you, because he contradicts your belief, correct?
Yeah. I don't believe Islam will can coexist in a civilized world. By civilized world, you mean a world that's filled with shirk and polytheism and etc. Right?
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
To who? So watch this. I'm going to give you 3 options, and I want you to tell me which one is bad or which one is haram. Right? Number 1, drinking camel pee. Number 2, beating your wife. Number 3, sleeping with a child. And number 4, eating pork. Which one of these goes against Islam?
You said 3.
I gave you 4.
Well, you said 3.
Okay, let's try again. I'm going to give you 4.
4.
One of the 4. Okay, so eating pork. So if he ate
eating pork would be haram. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So you telling me that if you eat pork, it's more disgusting than drinking camel pee, right?
Yeah, I'll explain that, right? So if the Prophet tells me to drink camel urine, right, so I'm going to assume that this camel urine would be healthy, right, and beneficial for me, rather than a piece of pig on a farm, right?
Okay.
So of course
Beautiful.
I would
Okay,
just how let me give you an example, right? Just how if your God came down as a human again and told you to go, like eat poop, right? You would definitely go eat the poop, right? You wouldn't second guess your God.
My God wouldn't be as stupid as someone telling you to drink pee.
Are you sure? Because in Ezekiel he tells them to eat poop.
What does he do?
So what's going on with that?
Ezekiel? What does he do?
Yeah. He commands them to eat poop. You want me to bring you the verse?
Let's see. He's smart. He's going to tell us. What did God?
Yeah, I will tell you. I will tell you. Yeah. You want me to actually bring you the verse, or you want me to just give you my own explanation?
Tell everybody.
Yeah. So
according to the verse, what were they asked to do with it?
Yeah, they were asked to they were asked to cook food over it, right?
Okay. Why?
Which is
Tell me
kind of
why.
funny, right?
Why?
But if you
Hang on,
know
hang on,
anything,
don't take it easy. Why?
yeah, the Lord commanded it, right, as like a punishment for them, right?
Okay.
But if you know
Watch
anything
this.
about,
Hang on. When you burn, is there gas, CO? Is there flammable gas in your poop?
yeah, but I don't know
Okay,
if you know how
so
poop works,
that
right?
shows
If you know how poop,
hang on, you start to annoy me now because you're trying to be smarter than you sound. So that shows that my God didn't say eat it; He said use it as a fuel. But your God tells you to stick your hand between the legs of a camel and drink the piss that comes out of a camel.
no. So if you know how poop works, right?
Salim, maybe you can have a bit more respect and explain to Mr. Bey, if you want, what the problem is with his religion, because so far you've just noticed the egg that was up over here. He said clearly that Islam cannot coexist in a civilized world with anybody else. That was where my point was heading.
No, Islam can coexist with people. I mean, it did it for centuries, right? The Ottomans.
The guy above you, the guy that just left, he just said the opposite. So was he
what
wrong?
did he say? That he can't. He said it can't.
He said it can't. Yeah, he said it can't.
Okay. That's his view then. But for
I
me,
believe
Islam can rule, govern. I mean, it did it for centuries, man. I mean, the Ottomans ruled vast areas of the world, and people lived with them, Jews and Christians, side by side.
Let's
And
go
they
slow,
held.
Salim.
One second, bro. Just 1 second. They held. Forget it, man. You're going to keep interrupting. Leave it. Go.
What? Iran. Notice this, guys. He said they ruled. No, they didn't. They conquered. And what did they do to the people that they conquered? They forced them to become Muslim.
So, if I may, just to make a clear understanding as far as how I became a Muslim, I did it willingly. There was no forcing, there was no compelling, there was no compulsion to speak Quranically.
Just one second. So Salim says, better you debate with people who know shit. So yeah, the other guy that came up, he knew his shit. He was talking about using it as fire to cook food. So Salim, I know you think that you're smart, but you just proved to everyone that you can't actually converse. These are called conversations with Muslims. Try to converse. So when you chose this religion, Mr. Bey, is it because you read that Quran first? And I just really answer this question. Is Jesus called Jesus in your Quran, or is he called Isa?
He's called Jesus in our Quran.
Oh, okay.
Now, what made me accept? I did not. So that's the thing. Like before, when I first came to Islam, or should I say, the cultural imposing of Islam. When I came to that from that particular context, I couldn't understand it. I was frustrated, and I gave up. Like no, it was too much. It seemed like it was too difficult just to practice being one with God. So I went into being an atheist. Right? I gave it all up. I said, forget it all. And it wasn't until I started studying things from a different narrative where I came to accept my prophet, Noble Drew Ali, first before I read the Quran of Mecca, before I even read his Quran, or the Quran, the one that he calls the Holy Quran. So, yeah, I accepted him first before I came here.
No, so in your Quran, does he also say that the Christians and the Jews are the worst of creatures?
No, he does not.
In your Quran, does he say that, according to your Quran, it says that in the Quran that these other Muslims have, it says that you mustn't take the Christians and Jews as friends. Does it say that in your Quran?
Could you condense your question? Say it again, please.
In the Quran of Mecca, it says that Muslims mustn't take the Jews and the Christians as friends. Does it say that in your Quran?
No, it does not.
Okay, so then obviously your Quran is different to what they have, because let me read the verse for you. This is Surah 551. It says, "O believers, take not the Jews and Christians as friends. They are friends of each other." It actually goes as far as to say that if you do take them as friends, then you are indeed one of them.
So in our Holy Quran, it states that I should be a friend to mankind, because I want them to be friends
Well,
to
that's
me.
the opposite of Muslims then.
That's why I said I'm not a Muslim. I
Yeah,
identify
I'm
as a Muslim.
understanding
The
you, Mayor.
practices
You're
are
a
different.
Muslim. And I actually
The
like your
practices are different.
Muslim. I prefer your type of Muslim than the Muslim because they are taught hate. In fact, in their Quran, it tells them to fight the unbelievers.
Well, hold on. Now, as far as my brothers of the East, they are dealing with things that was happening at a particular point in time. So, those
Okay,
things
here's
aren't
the
necessarily
question for you
happening
then.
now. But at the
Here's the
same time,
question.
so if anything, you like the way I practice Islam. Okay,
No, I
and I
like that
get
you
that.
don't
That's
say
cool.
that you hate me as a person because I'm not a Muslim. That's what I'm saying. Now, watch
Oh,
this,
okay.
Mr. Bay. Is the Quran
Yeah.
for all time or only a specific time?
So speaking from the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Civil America, it's for all time.
Okay, so if your Quran is for all time and it says, fight those who do not believe in Allah or in the last day, what do you understand with that? Just with that statement.
So by me purifying my mind, now when I'm looking at the Quran of Mecca and I think about that statement that you speak of, I think of exactly what we're doing right now. We're debating, right? Now that debate shouldn't go no further than mere words, because that's all we can really go off of. And the only thing that will decide what is truth between our words is our actions and the audience who is judging it. That would be the decipher of the truth. So as far as what the Quran was saying, we're supposed to have these discussions, just like how Jesus was so-called, or I'll put my intentions of it. He was fighting amongst with the doctors of the law, right? When he was like 12 years old and he was gone missing. Yeah, he was discussing the laws with them. Yeah, that's the same thing we're doing.
Okay, so watch
But it
this. In
shouldn't
your
go no
Quran,
further.
was Jesus crucified in your Quran?
Yes, it says that Jesus was crucified.
And did he come back from the dead?
Yes, it speaks about Jesus' resurrection.
Okay.
If I may go a step further, it also speaks about Jesus' reincarnation too.
Oh, what did he become?
That's a very good question. So, according to the Quran Questions for Moorish Americans, Jesus' first reincarnation was Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
So his first reincarnation, Jesus came back as Muhammad.
Yes, that was his first. Reincarnation.
And what's his second?
Now you won't see. I cannot prove it like a no hard evidence thing. Now we're going into my belief.
The first one, my man.
Well, no. So what I'm saying, prove, it was written down and it was authenticated. So, or should I say, it was approved? It was approved to be documented. Should I say? Because
in your book, correct?
Yes, we went through the legal process. So we went through the legal process. That's why the Moorish Science Civil of America is a legal, is a lawfully chartered organization. So we went through the proper channels of, according to the, what's it called? What's it called? It's on tip of my tongue. Hold on. Religious Corporation Act. I think they call it the 804. So we had to adhere.
So who is equipped to how do you say, to verify that Jesus came back as Muhammad? Who's equipped?
Who's equipped is those who Allah guides, according to the Quran of Mecca.
Okay, so then it's basically like the Quran saying it's the word of God because the Quran said so. So it's just circular reasoning then.
Well, I mean, and I agree with you on that. Now we just look at the fruits of that. What does that look like? Okay, so yeah, we got it on paper. So what? But what now? Now, when the people are becoming the living word, what does that look like now? How are you acting? Are you acting hostile? Or are you acting friendly?
I get you. But so let's just get back. So Jesus was crucified. Jesus did die. And in your Quran, it confirms that, correct?
In our Quran, yes, it speaks about Jesus being crucified. Yes.
Okay. And then it says, because the other Muslims, they believe that Jesus wasn't crucified and that he didn't die, but he was taken to Allah. Are they wrong?
Now, the part about he didn't, the part about he didn't unalive, I would agree to that. Yeah, I would agree that they're right in that part. In that
No,
sense,
you just
Jesus
said he was
didn't.
crucified and he was buried and then he resurrected.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like when you look at that, what was it when he was crucified? Right? They put nails in his hand, nails in his feet, and they pierced his side. And from my understanding, when I'm following the works of Jesus and I studied and I learned that they put in his tomb, when he was in his tomb, they put a lot of, what's it called, aloe vera and frankincense and myrrh. And I know aloe vera has healing
Anointed the
properties.
body.
Yeah.
So how do you heal someone who has been pierced in their side and blood and water come out from the side? How do you heal that with aloe vera?
I don't know why they chose aloe vera to put that in there, but I do know today we can use aloe vera to heal the skin, to heal the body.
But how does that heal? A piercing from a sword into the side and blood and water come out of it.
Sister,
just putting aloe vera on the skin is not going to heal that wound that pierced the lung.
I get it. Hey, you might have to take that up with Jesus. I can only go off what's been written down.
3 days. And in 3 days. So this is the point. It has nothing to do. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go buy aloe vera and drink it every day now.
Well, not just drink it. Not just drink it. Now you're speaking for me as a nutritional advisor. I would suggest checking your diet if you eat meat, because we're not supposed to eat meat according to what Jesus taught.
Huh? Okay, well, let's get back to that. Let's get back to that in a second. Let's get back. I want to just focus on this. First time Jesus comes back, he comes back as Muhammad. Second time he came back,
according to our teachings, yes.
Was Drew Ali also Jesus?
Hey, you said that. I didn't, but you said my thoughts. You said my thoughts. Praise Allah. You said my thoughts. I ain't said. Hey, you said that.
Okay, I got you. So that's what you're thinking then, because it seems like you noticed that. What is the common?
No. I would say this. I would say Allah guided you to that. That's what I mean by Allah guides us. You made that statement. Allah guided you on that. That's what I mean.
So here's another question for you. Now this is something now I need to ask you. What so far is the common denominator holding your religion together with the Christian and
Mr. Bay?
You got a lot of background noise, brother.
Got a lot of background.
My apologies. Okay, my apologies. I thought I could multitask. I got my husbandly duties that I got to follow. Well, go ahead. I'll take a pause.
I know that. So watch this now again. You realize what the common denominator is between your religion, the Muslims, the Christians, and the Old Testament, right?
Yeah, I'm learning the common denominator. Yeah.
Who is the common denominator?
Well, it's not a who, it's more so of a what. Well, I guess you can say who. It's the common denominator is those. Oh, okay. Then who is the disbelievers? That's the who.
Man. No. The common denominator is Jesus.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got you.
So you notice now what had just happened. You just had to go and use the Jesus of the Bible to try and show us that he was such a superior man that you could add into your religion and tell me that according to your religion, you got Muhammad, because Jesus was such an amazing guy that he was, Now, this is where the problem starts, is because I would say this to you: to understand the religion, you need to understand the common denominator. And to understand the common denominator, you can't go to a book that came in the 1890s to the 1900s. You can't go to a book that came 600 years later. You've now got to go to the source, the original. Yes. Now, the problem with the Quran and Muslims today is, you must remember in Surah 29:46, the Quran commands Muslims to say, we believe in what has been revealed to us and what has been revealed to you. Our God and your God is one, and to him we submit. Yet many Muslims say something very different to the Christians. They say, we don't believe in your book because your book has been corrupted and your God is a false God. Now, if Muslims are commanded to say that they believe, for example, in what has been revealed to us and what has been revealed to them, then why do they say that they don't believe in the Bible or the gospel while at the same time stealing this amazing Jesus from us? Let me just finish up. I'm going to just give me a minute or two. Because also, if they are commanded to say that our God and your God is one, then why do they say that our God is a false God? Why don't they just accept what the Quran says? Because according to the Bible, the God in the New Testament and the Old Testament is a Trinity. It's one in nature or essence, but three in persons. And this is why the Quran that the Muslims have confirmed the Father, well, God, they confirmed his word that became flesh, and they confirmed the Holy Spirit, and that you'll find in Matthew 28:18. So the Son enters into creation as Jesus of Nazareth, now which you agree on, that died on the cross for our sins. Is that the reason why Jesus died in your book, for the sins of mankind?
Heavens, no. No, that's not the reason why.
What was the reason in your book?
So the reason why he lived his life, because it's not about, unaliving. He lived his life.
No, I want to know, why was he crucified?
So according to the teachings, he was crucified. Gotta go back in here. Hold on.
No,
hold on.
See, it's one thing to claim that Jesus, not to you, Mr. Bay, but one thing to claim that Jesus was crucified, but now we have to understand, what was he crucified for? And I'm just going to talk while you're away, because if he was crucified for our sins and rose again after 3 days, as prophesied, then the Quran denies all of this. So Muslims can't say that they believe in the Bible or the Gospels. Sorry, go on. What was the reason for Jesus being crucified in your book?
All right, so there's a chapter called chapter 46. It says the beginning of Christianity. I'm going to answer your question. It says
the beginning of Christianity. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is the chapter in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science of America. It says the foundation of Christianity began in Rome. The Roman nations founded the first church, of whom crucified Jesus of Nazareth for seeking to redeem his people from under the Roman yoke and law. Jesus, well, I'll stop right there. So that would be the answer.
Okay, so he wasn't a son of God. He wasn't
God. No. In our Quran, we identify him as the son of Allah.
Oh, that's the son of God, correct?
I'd just like to make a clear distinction. It's a son of Allah, according to the Prophet.
Okay.
Just our respect
when you
to his
say
words.
that you are the son of someone, are you sharing the same nature or essence as that person?
Based off my words, acts, and deeds, yes. It should be yes.
So if you share the same nature or essence, that means you are one with that person, correct?
Yes.
So Jesus was one with Allah.
Yes, he was.
And if you are one with Allah, that means you are equal to, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So then Jesus was equal to Allah, making him what?
Make him, so, all right, so now, there was 3 stages for Jesus.
But hang on, let's just finish this part. If you
this is all a part of it. This is all a part of it. So the first stage was him being the Son of Man, and we have that in our Quran. The second stage, I'm saying,
okay, good.
Yes, and the second stage is him being the Son of Allah. Now the third and final stage is him being the God Man. That's what he was.
Okay,
he was
so
the God Man of his time.
Okay, so he's the Allah of his time.
No. Now, see, I use my words very carefully. At least I try to.
Okay,
I might mess up a few times.
Okay, let me ask you: is Allah God?
Allah is the Father of the universe.
Is the Father of the universe God?
Yes, the Father of the universe is my God.
I mean, God is Allah.
God is Allah's title. Let me say that.
Yeah, but you just agreed.
I'm making a clear distinction that God and Allah are not the same, the way we understand it.
Okay. Is there more than one God?
No, there's only one God, but Allah.
But you just said, so then God is Allah.
I'm saying God, the word God, that's not a Semitic word. So
No,
that's a modern thing.
word. Is God Allah? You just said that.
Yes. My great God goes by the name of Allah. Allah.
Okay.
Yes, that's my
Is
great God.
Jesus a God?
Jesus is the God man, with due respect to his title.
How many gods do you have?
Oh, so I only got one God.
So Jesus
But
is
again,
God.
okay. So now, all right, now we. Sorry, I got a call. Excuse me, I got a call. So again, there's a process to all of this. It's not just no clear cut, straight to the point like that. You have to acknowledge the process of how one becomes the son of man to the God man.
I'm honestly trying. So God is not Allah, but Allah is God.
Okay, so all right, if I may be able to demonstrate like this. Think of it as there's the macrocosm Allah, and then there's the microcosm Allah. The macrocosm Allah. No, listen, slowly. So the macrocosm Allah is the one who breathed into Adam, right? That same breath. And I would say it's mixed in truth and falsehood, meaning that you can see the breath. You can, blow on the mirror and be like, okay, I see the breath. Or when it's cold, you can see the breath. But we're talking about the truth. And that's the breath of heaven is what we call it. So when speaking the truth, that's the breath that we're speaking of that was breathed into Adam. And that same truth was breathed into Jesus. And that same truth can be breathed into you all. Say it again.
Is there a Holy Spirit?
I'm sorry, I got a call. Say it again.
I said, is there a Holy Spirit?
Yes.
So who's the
Allah
Holy Spirit?
is the Holy Spirit.
Okay, so watch this. So Allah is the Word. Okay, Allah is Jesus. No, sorry, I mean something.
No, Allah is in Jesus. Yes, Allah is in Jesus. Yes, okay. Allah is in Jesus.
Okay, so God is not Allah, but Allah is God. Jesus is a man God, but he's not Allah. The Holy Spirit is Allah, and Allah is in Jesus.
Now, I've heard your way, man. I explain it the way I think is a little more simpler.
Yeah, I thought that was.
It sounds a little confusing. No, it sounds a little confusing even to me. So if I may share it, may I share it?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question, Mr. Bay? Just really quick. So sorry, guys.
Yes.
Is Allah in everything?
Yes. Yes, there is no separation between Allah and man. Only man can debase himself from Allah. And he does that through his word. He does that first and foremost through sinning. And sinning, the way Jesus taught, was sinning begins in the thought, not in the act. It begins in the desire.
Okay, so let's just go back to the Quran verse where it says that your God and my God is one. You agree with that?
Hold on. So the Quran that says this, that's in chapter 10. Jesus spoke on the unity of Allah and man to the Hindus. So it says here that to answer your question.
Hang on. Jesus spoke to the Hindus?
That's correct.
Were the Hindus where? In Jerusalem? Where was Jesus?
No, Jesus was in India. I think the Hindus are from India, right? Or Hindus, as a thing.
Hang on.
Hindus.
Oh, again, looking at it historically, yes. Was Jesus ever in India?
From what I did my research on, yes. Someone had wrote about his accounts in India. He goes by the name. It's a Christian man.
Somebody wrote about Harry Potter. Doesn't make it true. I'm asking you, historically, did Jesus ever set foot in India?
Based on my Quran, I believe he did. Yeah.
Okay, besides your Quran, let's be honest and let's be objective now. If we took the Quran away and we did a search and we looked at the historical evidence of Jesus and we see that Jesus never set foot in India, would you accept that, or would that be rubbish and you'd go back to your Quran?
Well, no. Well, that's difficult for me to answer because you just said take the Quran away. So if we're taking the Quran away, then I have no reference to measure if that was Jesus that I'm about to read or not.
Okay, so watch this. If historically it's proven that Jesus was never in India, would you believe that?
If it was historically proven, I mean, what kind of I would say no. If by me having my Quran, I would say no.
Okay,
I wouldn't
so
believe
if you
it.
didn't have your Quran and you used the
Okay.
history that we have today,
Okay.
so historically today,
If we use the history that we have today, then you wouldn't be talking to me right now. I would not exist on this platform. That's what I mean.
but we are using the history of today, and you are on the platform. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
right. And I have my Quran too. You're saying if you take the Quran away, that means the Jesus that my prophet has brought me does not exist to me then. Now you're talking now. If I could tap into back into my what I'm saying is if I could tap back into my atheist days, I would agree. Jesus doesn't exist. No, there's no proof of him.
Okay, so stop there for a second. Stop there.
Okay.
Outside of Circle 7, outside of your Quran, you saying that when we have all the evidence of the entire world at our hand, and all the evidence proves that Jesus never set foot in India. He was born in Bethlehem and he lived and existed in the Middle East without going to India. Then you saying that the history has been changed, has been tampered with, and it's wrong.
I think based off of those who believed him in India, yeah. So,
Who
they
is
kept up his
Jehovah?
word.
Who is Yahweh? Have you ever heard of those names?
Yes, that's one of the names for my God, Allah.
Okay, where do we find that? It's only in your book?
Okay, well, yeah, in the
How many
same
names
chapter
does
that I was
Allah
just
have
in.
in your book?
All right, so it says here that the Allah I speak about is everywhere. And this is Jesus speaking. Allah I speak about is everywhere. He cannot be compassed with walls nor hedged about with bounds of any kind. All people worship Allah, the one, but all people see him not alike. This universal Allah is wisdom, will, and love. Sounds familiar?
Well, in the Muslims,
Well, hold on. I'm not done. All men see not the triune Allah. One sees him as Allah of might, another as Allah of thought, another as Allah of love. A man's ideal is his God, and so as man unfolds, his God unfolds. Man's God today, tomorrow is not God. The nations of the earth see Allah from different points of view, and so he does not seem the same to everyone. Man names the part of Allah he sees, and this to him is all of Allah. And every nation sees a part of Allah, and every nation has a name for Allah. You Brahmins call him Parabrahm. In Egypt, he is Thoth. And Zeus is his name in Greece. Jehovah is his name in Hebrew. But everywhere he is the causeless cause and the rootless root from which all things have grown.
do you feel that the Bible that we have today contradicts your Quran?
No, I do not. I believe that we have the 18 missing years of Jesus that are not in the Bible.
Okay, where was he for those 18 years? Is that when he was in India?
Yeah, some of those years he was in India. We're reading this right here. He was in India talking to the Hindus.
Where was Jesus crucified?
Let's see. He was crucified within the Empire of Rome. Now, you talking about where the exact location, the exact geographical location?
Where was Jesus crucified? Tell me two things. Where was he born and where was he crucified?
So according to the Quran, questions for Moorish Americans, Jesus, now that's a good question. You asked exactly what the prophet has said. He asked that question. Where was he born? The answer is in Bethlehem, in Judah, in the house of David. That's the answer. Where was he born?
Born in Bethlehem. So where was he crucified?
Crucified. Okay. I'm assuming if I'm glancing at it, he was crucified in Jerusalem.
Well, that's what the Bible says. I'm just trying to figure out what your book says.
I told you my Holy Quran has the 18 missing years. That's all. It's not saying that it's supposed to replace the Bible.
Where did they get the information about those 18 years?
Oh, now okay. Now the prophet says it says in the Quran that the reason these it says the reason, but the reason these lessons have not been known known is because the Muslims in India, Egypt, and Palestine had these secrets and kept them back from the outside world. And when the time was appointed by Allah, they loosened the keys and freed the secrets. And for the first time in ages, have these secrets been delivered into the hands of the Muslims of America.
Okay, so then
Now, I will say that. I will say that. Now, I will say what jogged my memory, or what you had said earlier to the Muslim brother, was that I don't want to chop up your words, but to paraphrase, you said some people didn't share these teachings in the Quran. It was something. Yeah, it said something. But yeah, some people was, and that's what reminded me of that. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's those people that didn't share these teachings to the outside world. They kept it back. So, like for example, one of the teachings is in our Quran. It says, when you look into the eyes of man, you're looking into the eyes of Allah. Right? What man does for man, he does for Allah. You know, so that's a teaching itself.
Or just good?
You said what?
Is that both good and bad things, or just good things?
I mean, I would say it's good ultimately, but it's also kind of bad because I would say bad in the sense of you got to watch how you're talking to people. You got to watch how you're treating people.
So what's this?
Because you're looking into the eyes of Allah.
Okay, who is the one that leads us astray?
According to the Quran of Mecca, that is Allah who leads us astray.
What is the job of Satan?
What is what?
What is the job of Satan?
So we refer to Satan as a name for our lower self, and the lower self, and the lower self breeds hatred, slander, death.
No, you don't have Shaitan in your book?
Well, no, it's not pronounced Shaitan. It's not pronounced that.
Well, what is it?
We refer to in our Quran as I believe it's Satan and devil is in there.
Okay, a devil. Okay, so what is the job of a devil?
The job of a devil, I believe, is exactly what was happening when Jesus was in the wilderness. I believe it became a tempter. So the devil became a tempter. So when it comes to us,
the devil tempts you, what is he tempting you from? What is he trying to achieve?
The devil's trying to achieve you from being pure. That's what the devil's whole point. Yeah, from being pure.
You look like you just had a light come on, man. I like that.
right. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, thank you. But thank you for that. You brought that to me. Praise Allah.
So hang on. So the devil's intention is basically to take you away from Allah, correct?
Yes, to debase you from it, yes.
Okay, and when you take someone away from Allah, it means basically he's going to lead you astray.
More so in our context, especially for those of us who have identified as Negro, Black, and colored, and Ethiopian. That means that we are...
Hang on. Negro, okay. Black, colored, and Ethiopian. Yes. What do you think an Ethiopian is?
Okay, according to our prophet, Ethiopia means something divided. That's what that means, something divided.
And what he was referencing Ethiopia, but the meaning of Ethiopia.
Yeah, the meaning of the word Ethiopia means something divided. And what he was pertaining to was the dividing of the land between father and son.
Okay, so the devil's job is to lead you astray then.
Cause you to become impure. Yeah, that's the job.
Okay, so if Allah leads you astray and the devil leads you astray, why do we need the devil?
Well, see, no, that's the thing. Allah doesn't lead. Well, okay, I see what you're saying.
You just said it.
When it comes to no, I got it. I got you. Slow down, because really, you're mixing in Arabian concept with an American psychology.
You said to the other Muslims, right? You said to them, yes. If you read Surah 14:4, you said to them, go to 14:4. Right. According to 14:4, it tells you clearly that Allah leads people astray. He guides whoever he wills, and he leads astray whomever he wills, correct?
But remember, at the beginning of that, or before that part, it says to clarify.
I get you.
Well, no, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to clarify the message. So I don't want to mess up the message. So I'm trying to clarify it. So when you talk about, so Allah never made Satan. Now that I think about it, praise be to Allah. There we go. Allah never made Satan. Who we understand. There you go. Who created the devil? You just asked the question that's in our Quran questions. Who made the devil? And the answer is Elohim.
So who's Elohim?
That's the next question. Elohim is the 7 creative spirits of Allah, or 7 eyes of Allah, is what we refer to.
Is the spirits or the eyes of Allah one with Allah?
So what the process went is there's one Allah, and He breathed forth three spirits, and that's not 3 spirits, but He breathed forth 3 spirits, and that's wisdom, will, and love. Out of those 3 spirits came forth Elohim, and Elohim is the 7.
So is it the spirit of Allah?
Elohim is related to Allah. Yes, he is
You
the
said to
spirit
me
of Allah.
earlier that the spirit of Allah is Allah.
Wait, what? Say it again.
You said earlier that the spirit of Allah is Allah.
So Allah is the great spirit. So we got again taking things into processes. We have to process these things. So when we talk about the great God, the one that raises the sun and sets the sun, that's the great God. That's the universal Allah.
So
now when He's breathing,
little dear asked you earlier. She said, "How many gods do you have?" So you saying the great God, you saying the little God. How many gods do you have?
No, I only have one God, but we understand how we trace ourselves back. Okay, so we trace ourselves back from this flesh, and we trace ourselves back to the spirit, and our goal is to be one with Allah, the one, right? That's our goal. But we have to go through that process of checking ourselves as Elohim, and then checking ourselves as the triune Allah in order to be one with Allah.
Oh, hang on. You got to triune Allah.
Yes, triune Allah. That's correct.
So Allah's a Trinity.
No. See, now you're about to mix Christianity with it. No,
well, what is the meaning of triune?
So the triune Allah is wisdom, will, and love, according to the prophet. Yes, it's 3.
So
yes, but it's not. But it's not 3 people. It's not 3 people like the Christians say. It's a father and son. No, those are not people. Wisdom is not a person. Will is not a person. Love is not a person. But it can be manifested.
Do those three act independently outside of Allah?
No, they do not. No,
so
they all work in one.
Without Allah.
They cannot exist without Allah.
So they're one with Allah.
They're one with Allah.
Are they attributes of Allah that's eternal?
There you go. Attributes. Thank you. Thank you for the assist. There are attributes.
So they're also eternal with Allah, correct?
Yes, they're attributes of Allah. Wisdom, will, love, Elohim, all of these are attributes of Allah.
Amen. Okay, man, listen, I think you had a good opportunity to share your Quran and your Islam. It's probably something that most people didn't even know existed. Is there anything else you'd like to share? I'd like to move on to someone else here. That's okay, man.
Oh, man.
Thanks for being cordial. Thanks for engaging. I just, we learn something new every day. So.
Well, what I would say is, man, I definitely appreciate your hosting skills. You did a wonderful job. It's not too often that I get to be able to unfold, and it's not too often that I get to speak with others on building on the temple of perfected man. And you was building with me very well,
Let me say this. I don't agree with you in any way, shape, or form, right? But I still showed you the respect because we are taught to love our brothers in humanity. And the reason for that is because I also want people to see what's out there. We don't hide these conversations. These are conversations that people can go back and listen to and judge for themselves and see if there's truth in what you just said. Because again, if there's truth in what you said, people will pick up your book and start reading it. If they realize that there's no truth in it, hopefully, they become stronger in the belief that they had from before. But you've had the platform. I asked you questions. It was like, a bit of a rapid fire to get you to answer. I appreciate you for keeping your cool, and especially with the other Muslims that were trying to attack you. And, my platform's not about disrespect. It's about education. This is why we call this Conversations with Muslims. You may not agree with us, but it's important that people see what's there.
I would say to end this off. Thank you again, and thank you everybody who allowed me to demonstrate and share what I view as the truth. To answer the prompt, because that's why I came up here for, to answer the prompt. We didn't even get to the prompt. But yeah, just to answer the prompt, can Islam coexist in a civilized world? Well, according to my prophet Noble Drew Ali, yes. The answer is emphatically yes. It can exist in the civilized world.
But you notice, right? Your Quran and your belief says yes, but you notice the Muslim that was up next to you at the start, he said no. Remember that, right?
Yeah, now I'm not too big, or so like, for example, we got what's called the oral statements about my prophet. Now that would be comparable to, like, you know, the hadiths. So according to the oral statements of my prophet, he said that, you know, I'll say it like this. He'll say it exactly like he said it. Well, allegedly he said this. We may, us Moorish American Muslims are going to have to go to our brothers in the East and teach them these lessons. So hopefully I demonstrated what my prophet wanted me to conduct myself as a Muslim, and you can compare that to anyone else who identifies as a Muslim, and if they follow Noble Drew Ali, hopefully I set the standard of that, because I represent my prophet as much as possible.
If by your behavior and your actions it shows me that you can be respectable to even Christians and Jews, and, you know, talk to them like adults and equals, then I got you, man. But as long as you're not told that we're the worst of creatures and that we should be unalived and subdued and whatever. No. So I just want to do this for you guys. Mr. Bay is a follower of the Holy Quran. It's a Circle 7 Quran. It's the Moorish Science Temple of America. This is the Quran that he holds true. It was written by a guy called Drew Ali, and it's slightly different. Well, not slightly, it's totally different to the Quran that the Sunni have or the Shia have, and he believes that he is a true Muslim following well, not the last prophet, but the prophet that came in the year 1800 and something. Can't remember the date, apologize. But yeah, just so you know, so he's a Muslim, not a Muslim.
Thank you, host, and I appreciate this. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Bay, sorry, just before you go, so are the, and you and I had this discussion before, the people that believe in sovereign citizens of the Moorish Science Temple of America, are they wrong or are they right?
That sounds like a contradiction in your question. You can't be a sovereign citizen in the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Okay.
So
you do, go ahead. No, you do understand that there is a sect of the Moorish Science Temple of America that they believe in sovereign citizenship, that they should be separated from the laws of the land and have their own laws, right?
So, well, actually, no. This is news to me. You're saying that these people, because that's, again, that sounds like a contradiction for them to say sovereign citizenship under the name Moorish Science Temple of America. That's a contradiction because the prophet doesn't say that or teach that at all. So,
okay,
you know,
so are they wrong or are they right?
I would say that if what you are saying, based off what you're saying about there are sovereign citizens using the prophet's teachings to do that, in that case, yes, and that is true that they're doing that. Are they right? No, they are not right. They are wrong. That's not what the prophet taught.
Okay, I've got
they're still brothers.
So there are absolutes. So there are absolutes.
Absolute what?
There are absolute things that are wrong and right.
In the context of what you just said, yeah, that's an absolute. The prophet never brought sovereign citizenship and none of that stuff into the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's an absolute wrong. Yeah.
So if I come and say that Noble Drew Ali is totally wrong, that Jesus did not live 18 years in India, am I right or am I wrong?
I would say my answer would be to you, your religion, and to me, mine.
Oh, so you do take some of the Quran.
I said, yes, I've said that. Yes, I said that at the beginning.
So in other words, to the sovereign citizens, if they say to your religion and to me, mine, they would not be wrong then, right?
Well, no, in that context, no, they're not wrong.
They're just wrong in your eyes, but not they're not wrong in their eyes.
Well, no, not in my eyes. It's in the eyes of the prophet, according to his works. So unless they can show me the works of the prophet saying sovereign citizen, then yeah.
So you have to prove something. So
I would say yes. You have to bring it up to the prophet.
Prove to me that Jesus lived in India and taught in India. Show me the proof.
So again, what it says in the Quran, he says that he got these secrets.
Show me the proof outside of your Circle 7 Quran. Did the Circle 7 Quran come about the time of Christ when he lived in India, supposedly?
No, it didn't. No, these teachings were published in 1927.
So where are you going to go to get the proof to prove that?
So all right, so now when I'm looking at the Holy Quran, that's what the Prophet called it. So the Holy Quran, after reading that, then I will go searching for the proof of Jesus anywhere else. And so far, one of the things I came across was a Christian man, goes by the name of Nikolai or Nicholas something, and he speaks about Jesus's works in India. This is he's a modern man, by the way.
His proof? Yeah, he lives in modern times.
Yeah,
you're going to have to go back in history, right? Where is that history showing that Jesus lived in the 1st century in India, teaching for those 18 years between the age of 12 and 30 years old?
Oh, so the answer to that would be, I don't know. I didn't go looking into that. I did not go looking into that.
Oh, so you don't need proof. Conjecture is okay.
No. Let's get it clear. I'm not focusing on the physical context of Jesus. I'm focusing on his words, acts, and deeds, and how I have to live them. That's what I'm focusing on.
But this is the fact stated right in the Holy Quran, your Holy Quran there, at the very beginning. It makes this claim that Jesus, this is his 18 missing years. Where is the proof of that, rather than just something written in 1927? We need proof, right?
The proof of that will be with the people who follow Jesus. So if you go into India and if he acts like anything that's in my Quran, because you can use it that way. So you will read my Quran and then you will go to India, because they don't know about this Circle 7, right? So you go to India and you see if anybody is practicing that. And if they're practicing that, well, then that's where the teachers come from. It
doesn't come from the Bible. It comes from, you're saying, this is confusing, because if they had the Bible, they can still practice this. Because let's face it, Muhammad didn't go to India, and there's Muslims in India, correct?
Right. His teaching spreaded, right?
The teaching spread, but he didn't go.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just like my prophet didn't go to Egypt, as some Moors would say.
So you agree then that Jesus didn't go to India, but his teachings did?
Well, no, because again, the teachers say he was in India, so I believe that.
Well, that's what we're saying. If you can't prove it, then in fact, there's no proof. There's no proof. There's no physical proof. It's only word by people that lived now recently. Last question.
Well, as the Bible say, in the beginning was the Word. So I go with the Word.
Beautiful. Here's the last question: can a white person become?
Praise Allah.
Can a white person become a Moorish, a Circle 7 Muslim?
Can a white person do what again?
Become a Circle 7 Muslim?
No, not even a black person.
So what are you?
Oh, thank you for asking. My nationality is Moorish American. These teachings are not.
Can white Moorish American people become Moorish?
White Moorish? That's a contradiction, there, sir. That's
so basically, your religion is only for people of color.
No, that's a contradiction in itself. No, my religion is not.
So hang on a second, man. Hang on. Help me make sense.
There we go.
Are there any white people in your religion?
No.
Okay.
Now ask me about black people. Are there any black people in my religion? The answer is
my man. I'm African. I'm African, right? I'm African.
Oh, you are?
Yes,
sir. Wow.
I'm born in Africa. I'm not like an American African that want to be.
Wait, slow down. Now, I get you was born in Africa, but are you a descendant of the Europeans, like those that are in South Africa?
No, sir.
So you're not a European?
No, sir.
Not okay. Let me make it clear. You're not a pale-skinned European?
No, sir.
Right? Okay. Interesting. Understood. Your tone kind of threw me off, but
color. You see the chocolate there, man? You see the chocolate there?
You said what? Hold on. I ain't see it, brother.
Look at the chocolate, man. Oh, Come on, man. Okay. Come on,
I see.
man.
I see.
Here we go.
All right. So, as far as myself. But as far as when you joined the Moorish Science Temple of America, you cannot cling to the names and the principles that delude to slavery. So yeah, you can't do that. When you join the Moorish Science Temple of America, you cannot cling to the names and the principles that delude to slavery.
Okay, so this is okay. So now I'm not going to give it a name. Can people of fair-skinned, blue-eyed Scandinavian blondies become a Moorish Science Temple of American Drew Ali follower?
Yeah, and they could be a follower of Noble Drew Ali. Yes, and he came for everybody.
They can be Muslim.
He said, "What? Yes, yes." Remember, Jesus came for the Gentiles.
Okay.
So what's good? Yeah.
So you know of white Muslims?
No. See, that's the thing. So this is where this is where I purify my mind. They're not white, just like you ain't black. I'm not black. So again, because that's why I had to guard myself, because when people just say these things, it just goes over our head, and we don't realize the contracts we're going into with our lower selves, as you may call shaitan or devil. So when you say white, I got to guard myself. They're not white. They're Europeans until I find out the actual. Right? Yeah, but we're in a but we're in a lie full of 132 people. So I gotta be very careful and very intentional about what I'm saying. I don't want to get nothing misconstrued. I know some people might try to clip bait, so I want to make sure I'm being as absolute as possible to the truth.
I got it. Okay, dude. You take care. Look after yourself. Come back.
All right. Thank you all.
Study to show said I must say hey to you. Apparently you spoke to you yesterday.
Say it again.
Study.
Study the show. Study the show. Yeah, that's what that.
Yeah, he just sent his regards to you. He said, "Remember me."
I didn't even see the comments.
No, it's not yet.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, honest to that brother, he kept his cool too. Honest to that brother.
No worries, man. You take care, dude. Take care.
All right, peace and love, everyone.
Let me get some Muslims, not Muslims.
Right.
Take care, dude. Ciao. Yeah, that was interesting for those people that didn't know that there was more than one type of Muslim out there. You thought there was just Shia and Sunni. Remember, guys, there's more than just one of them. And you notice the difference, even when the Muslims are trying to be, attacking and derogatory and nasty to him, he kept his cool. And I'll say this, he may not be a Christian, but he showed me that he behaved in a way that a lot of Christians can learn from, because he was humble. He kept to the script. He read whatever was given to him. He didn't try to make things up as he goes along. And this again comes to the Christians as well. Lead with your book, lead with Christ. This dude, he used Drew Ali to the point where if that's what respect is about, then man, let more people follow Drew Ali. He was a good guy. He's on the wrong path. He needs to. You remember I said to you guys the other day, I said, when you choose a religion, you need to check it. He's got to check it. He's got to go back to the originals to see what the originals are saying. And this is why it's so important, even for us as followers of Christ, is that we understand who we are and what we represent. And I just want to say, guys, thanks for the taps, the shares. There's over 50 people. Let me just double check. There's 36 people on YouTube. Thank you, guys. Remember to subscribe. Remember that. I want to, just before we get anyone else up, I want to just tell you guys a quick story about, I watched this video it's about a bodybuilder. And this is important again, about a bodybuilder. So I'll just call them twins, two guys, twins. So twins go to the same gym. They lift the same weights, just different sizes. They listen to the same music at the gym. Now the question is, why don't they look the same? When I'm talking about look the same, I'm talking about the physical features. Why do they look different? Is it the gym's fault? Is it the weight's fault? When the stronger one is more defined, why do we look at him and think to ourselves, wow, look at that body? Because the stronger one, right? Because he's defined, when he leaves the gym, he takes the gym with him. He takes the gym with him. And when the When the twin with the less muscle, who is less stronger, who is weaker, he doesn't take the gym with him. Now, what am I saying when I'm saying this? The stronger twin, when he leaves the gym, he says, because I went to the gym, I can't eat that. Because he went to the gym, he can't do that. Because he went to the gym, he can't drink that. But the weaker one, he says, because I went to the gym, I can eat that. Because I went to the gym, I can drink that. Because I went to the gym, I can do that. So what he's doing is that he's justifying he's weak. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because we do this when we talk about going to church. We read the same Bible, yet we are different. So how come you have faith and I don't, yet we go to the same church? How come you have faith and I don't when we read the same Bible? It's not God's fault. It's not the church's fault. It's not the Bible's fault. This is why the strong twin, he lets the gym change his life. But the weaker twin, he uses the gym to justify his life. And the same is for the Bible or the church. Use it to change your life, not to justify your life. Don't go to church on Sunday to sin the rest of the week, to justify or to satisfy your flesh, and then say it's okay because I'm going to church again next week. Go to church or read your Bible. And when you do that, use it to change your life like the strong guy in the gym. He goes to gym and he continues outside of gym. He takes the gym with him. So when you go to church, take the church with you. When you leave the church, take Christ with you. Don't leave church and leave Christ in church, and then you go and sin the rest of the week. And then you come back to church saying, you know, I came back to Christ, or amen, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Oh, Lord, help me. You know, I did this today. Take the church with you. Take Christ with you. And when you behave like the way Christ behaves outside, guess what? People will notice you that you are leading with Christ and not your own intentions. Because we are so busy trying to satisfy our flesh after the Sunday mess that we're sinning the entire week waiting to go to church again the next Sunday. And then we get to church, we get on our knees and we say, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I will try not to do it again. Not I won't do it again. And we know that we're lying because we're going to go straight back out and do it again. So when you look at someone, two people, one is worked and they both go to the gym and do this the same time, 4 times a week, 6 times a week, whatever. And you notice the difference in the way they are built. One of them is taking the gym with them. The other one leaves it behind because he's too busy trying to satisfy himself with all the sins of the world. So guys, take Christ with you when you go to church, when you read your Bible, take that reading with you and then use it as an example. So when you speak to people, they can see who you represent. This guy, Mr. Bay, when he spoke, now you can see that he's living the book that he follows. I agree 100% wrong, but he's following the book that he believes in, and he's being an example to us for that book. But we're so many Christians that are judgmental. We all think because we read one chapter in the Bible, we know the entire Bible, and we want to start telling people about how wrong they are in what they do, and yet we don't see the mistakes that we are doing. What does it take the speck out of, what does it take the log out of your eye before you take the speck out of someone else's eye? All I'm saying to you guys is take Christ with you. Don't leave him behind. Be that example. And this guy was a damn good example for his Circle 7 Moorish templed Quran because of the way he behaved. And you look at the other Muslims that came up, they were true examples of Muhammad and what they are taught in the book. That's why the guy said clearly, we cannot live with other people. We can't exist with other people. We can't coexist in a civilized world, meaning if you can't exist in a civilized world, then you're not civilized enough to exist in that world. Now, let's get back to anyone else that wants to join. Just give me 2 seconds. I need to check something. Beauty. Okay, let's see who's requesting. I enjoy that conversation. We've got this guy. We've got, let me just bring everyone up. Please, Muslims request, guys. AS, more Muslims to request, guys. Come on, Muslims, here's your opportunity. Okay. No and no. Okay. I hope you guys learned something. I mean, the reason I let it go on for so long is because I really want you guys to see what's out there. That Muslims are lie, that those that lie to you and say there's only one Quran, you guys would have witnesses now to a second Quran. Even though we know there's more, you notice right now that there is another Quran out there and they call themselves Muslims, not Muslims. Same thing, you know, tomato, tomato. Ayas, I gave you a chance to come up. Where'd you go? Was it Elias? Ayas? I accepted your request. Any Muslims that want to come up? I'm just glad. I hope my editor does a good job. Hint, hint, editor, if you're listening. When it comes to this, where the guy said, yeah, we cannot exist in a civilized world. Again, meaning that you're not civilized. And that's why when I go to the Quran, and remember that the verse that I read to the guy in Surah 551 is a contradiction. For those that don't know that, it's a contradiction. The Quran again contradicts itself where it says that Surah 551 that you can't be friends. But there are other verses that say, yes, you can. Let me take you guys there since there's no Muslims. 551 says, let me read that for you. "551 says, O believers, take not the Jews and Christians as friends, as they are friends of each other." Now we're going to go to Surah 57. Muslims request, you're more than welcome to come up. 57:27. And then it says, then we sent, following in their footsteps, our messenger. We sent following Jesus, son of Mary, and we gave him the gospel. And we set in their hearts of those who followed him to tenderness and mercy, and monotheism they invented. What in the world is that? Let me find a better translation. It says, we did not prescribe it for them, except that they did not seek the approval of Allah, but they did not observe it with due observance. So we gave the ones who believed among them their rewards, but many of them became defiantly disobedient. Let me just see if I got the wrong verse. 57. Man, I needs to check again. It's this one. Though, let me just see. Though thy wilt the most, oh my God, these translations. You will surely find the most intense of people in animosity towards the believers, to be the Jews and those who associate with Allah. And you will find the nearest of them in affection to the believers, those who say we are Christians. So we are the closest ones to Muslims. We are the closest ones to Muslims. And yet, we can't be friends. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. If there's any Muslim that wants to come up, you're more than welcome to. Any Muslim that wants to come up, you're more than welcome to. The reason for this topic is to do with the Syria, it's to do with Congo, it's to do with Nigeria, it's to do with any country that has Christians being persecuted.
Hi, James. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. So you're a Muslim?
Alhamdulillah.
Beautiful. Question: can
Yes.
Islam coexist in a civilized world?
Yes, it can. Why not?
Beautiful. Oh, I'm just asking because your Quran teaches that you shouldn't be friends or allies with non-Muslims. Is that true or false?
No, you grab a verse and you bring it out of context. Did you read the context with it?
Can you read
You
it for
know
me
what?
then?
Do
And
you
tell
know
me
what
it
I'm going
says?
to, brother? Do you know what it is? Like I always explain. Now I'm going to let you do the explaining. Grab the verse that you just stated and read the tafsir out loud, please.
Okay, sure.
Ibn Kathir, not your own made up tafsirs or whatever. Even
I've used, my man, I've used about 15 years now to write my own tafsirs. Please, can I use them?
Nah, brother.
Come on, man.
Okay,
What's the use of me writing my tafsir if I
what
can't use them?
What do you believe? What do you believe?
Me and Rob Christian and Christian Prince
You are
Sam Shimon,
Christian.
we get together and we write down our
Yeah,
own
yeah, yeah.
tafsirs
So
and
you're Christian,
sunnahs.
brother. You're Christian. Do I need
Let's read Ibn Kathir. Let's read.
which site is this? I never seen this site in my life.
Okay, which site do you want me to go to?
Use another site, brother. Don't use this one.
No, you can go to your site. Let's go to Ibn Kathir and see what he says.
Okay, I will take
Tell
my
me, which
laptop.
site must I go to?
1 second, 1 second. I'm going to eat you for iftar, brother. 1 second.
Beautiful.
1 second.
Beautiful. At least you're breaking your fast on something holy, man.
Do you know, guys, why I don't trust him? Because he has a site. It's not even showing us the link or the source because everybody knows it's .org, you know. So we don't use that, you know. Okay, give me the first and ayah, please. 55, right? Surah
551.
551, right.
Al-Ma'idah.
Ayat 51. Okay. Okay.
Tell me, what site are you using?
Yeah, you want to know?
Yeah, well, I'll use it. I'll put it on the screen.
No, you can use your site. Okay, wait. Put your site. I'm going to put my site. We're going to see if it's the same or not. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Then in the footsteps of the prophet sent Jesus, son of Mary, confirming the Torah. Okay, yes, fulfilled to you this book with truth. I'm reading 48 now. Wait.
Oh, whatever. Read the whole Quran.
It's confirmation of previous scriptures and supreme Torah. Okay, 51, right? Jewish 51. Grow up, you're meant to be an adult. Okay.
Tell me when you get there.
Yeah, 1 second.
Hang on. Are you on the Ibn Kathir?
Yeah.
So hang on. Why did you go there and not show everybody? Let's see.
Brother, I cannot open my camera.
You just said to me, we'll see if I have the same thing.
Wait, James, relax. James, I'm here. I still got a half an hour or a bit longer for my iftar, brother. I'm going to cook you up and then I'm going to enjoy my iftar, brother. Nice and slowly, brother.
After that,
I like my steak. I like my steak. No, I'm not going to say that.
But listen to me. You must remember, before you do the iftar, find me a chapter and verse in the Quran that tells you that Muhammad fasted. Show me anywhere in the Quran that Muhammad fasted, please. Don't go to tafsir. Don't go to hadith. Show me in the Quran that you are supposed to do.
Show me one verse in the Bible where Jesus said, "I am God. You need to worship me." Yeah, okay. I can do this stuff with you as well.
I will show it to
me.
I'll
show it to me. Now.
We are on this chapter now. We'll get to that later.
After this chapter, yeah.
Go to 551. Let's see what Ibn Kathir.
I'm reading the tafsir. 1 second, brother. I'm reading tafsir.
Don't read the tafsir. Let's read it together.
One second.
We're gonna read it together. I'll read it. You read it quietly then. 1 second by yourself there before you get to iftar. Let's see. So this is what it says, guys. The prohibition of taking Jews, Christians, and enemies of Islam as friends. He said, let's go to Ibn Kathir. The prohibition. You're not allowed to take Jews, Christians, and enemies of Islam as friends. Allah forbids his believing servants from having Jews and Christians as friends. Let's see that again. Allah forbids, his believing servants from having Jews and Christians as friends. Why, O Allah? Why? Because they are the enemies of Islam and its people. Let's focus on this part. Why, O Allah? They are the enemies. Now, the question of my life is, can Islam coexist with other people in a civilized world? According to this, we are called enemies of Islam. And it says, take them not as friends. Now, if you're not friends with them, then what are you? You are enemies. And if you are enemies, then you're not going to be nice to them. Look what it says. May Allah, hang on a second, let me do this. May Allah what? What? Curse them. Now notice this, guys. Because we are cursed by their Allah, because Allah hates us so much, they are told to stay away from us. They are prohibited from being friends with us. Therefore, they are enemies to us, or we are enemies to them. So notice this now. The question is, can they live with other people in a civilized world? How can you live peacefully with someone if you hate them, if they're your enemy? Let's keep going. Allah then states they are friends of each other, and he gives a warning threat to those who do this. What does that mean? Please help me understand. What is a warning threat? Allah is warning them. It's like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. The same Allah that begs us to come to him. Please, I created man to worship me. Same Allah is telling you that he's threatening you, like a tea person would threaten you, like a bully would threaten you, like ISIS would threaten you, like a mob boss would threaten you. He's saying, stay away from those people, while at the same time, run to them for safety, run to them for help, run to them because your country is a shithole, run to them because it's full of satanic nonsense in their country.
Christian preacher, are you done preaching?
No, I wasn't. That's why I was still talking.
Okay. Go ahead, preacher mode.
Quietly.
Preacher mode activated.
Pretend you're the black stone, sit in the corner. I'll tell you when I'm done.
Every Christian speaker on this app has preached.
I'm circling you like the black stone. Be quiet. When I'm done,
the black stone that
I'm not done.
Isaiah.
I'm not done. Okay, now I'm done.
Isaiah kissed it.
So go on then, tell me.
Did Isaiah kiss a black coal, yes or no? Did Isaiah kiss a black coal, yes or no?
No, he didn't.
Okay, I swear you are kafir in your own beliefs.
Was it a vision or did it happen?
Did he do it or not?
Was it a vision?
Okay, did Paul see Jesus, yes or no?
No.
Did Paul see Jesus then?
Listen to the manifestation.
Okay, brother, I got you in a neck clamp. I got you, brother.
Is that how Muhammad was choked by Jibril?
Yeah, brother, and your other
is that how Muhammad was choked by Jibril?
Oh, which guy was fighting with Angel?
Choked by Jibril. Now you've kind of lost. You're losing ground over here. Would you like to stick to the topic, or would you like to talk about how Muhammad was squeezed like a puppet on a teenager's face?
Not mute me, or are you scared, brother?
Stick to the subject now. I'm giving you a chance to come back.
Brother, why are you
I'm giving you a chance to circle the back.
I cooked you already, brother. Brother, don't mute me like a scared.
Craft yourself. Now,
wow, that didn't take long for him to manifest.
You notice that he was saying takbir when I was reading this in the chat, right? The guy was clear that the idiot was up there. Say again.
I just said exactly. He just was manifesting down in the chat. Takbir, takbir.
Yeah, so he was saying takbir at the point where it says, take them not as friends, they are enemies. It says that Allah may curse them. He's saying takbir. The same guy whose family ran away from some Muslim country, crying, begging for the white people, for the West, for the kuffar to look after him and save him from his own religion. So he can't live with Muslims in the country he lives in. He comes to another country and can't live with them either. Make it make sense. Just make it make sense. It seems as if we've run out of Muslims today, because it seems that it must be close to the time of them feasting from the pathetic fast that they do. You know, that the Muslims like to tell everyone that they're fasting because, again, like the hypocrites, they want to shout out from the top of the mountains and loudspeakers, oh, poor me, I'm fasting, instead of doing it quietly without, getting attention and trying to get some kind of, oh, well done, shame, you must be so hungry. No one cares. Do it between you and your Lord or your God or your pagan God, whatever. Don't need to include us in this. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be somewhere in 5 minutes.
Well, that was very interesting how the Muslim got takbired by the Muslims. Very interesting.
Exactly. It's shocking as well, because you notice that when, not shocking, the good thing is they showed us who they truly are. And again, I mean, I don't agree.
They showed that they can't coexist.
Exactly.
Yeah, they showed they can't coexist. Yeah.
So a Muslim can't exist with the Shia. They can't exist with the seven Muslims. They can't exist with each other. They can't exist with the atheists, the Buddhists, the Christians. They can't exist with anyone, Hindus, you name it. And look at the Buddhists. The Buddhists swear to, not unaliving or hurting a fly. And yet they even willing to take up arms and fight the Muslims. It shows you that this religion can't coexist, and therefore we need to stop them from taking over the countries and destroying them like they did all the Middle East and all these other countries. Why do you ask the question, guys? Why is it that the Muslim country of Saudi Arabia is becoming less Muslim? Yet the idiots that live in England are trying to become more Muslim than the Saudi Arabians. In fact, the South African Muslims are the biggest jokes, because not only are they just, Muslims that pretend that they know Arabic, but they know less than the Black Stone. So again, I'm just saying to you guys, stop pretending that you know who you follow and what you follow. You just follow blindly because you stand next to some idiot and he bows, you bow. You say words that you don't understand. This is the funniest thing you'll ever hear someone say, is when I'm a follower of Islam. Yeah, well, you don't know what you're saying, man. Anyway, guys, it doesn't seem to be much action. Read all about it. So maybe I can end the live and maybe someone else will go live later and I can join. Or I can come back and start another live later and see how that goes.
Well, God bless, James.
God bless.
You have a good day.
It's 6:30 my time, so it's almost evening. Oh, it's evening-ish. Evening light.
Evening light. Have a good evening.
Good night, afternoon to you. Guys, I'll come back later and see if there's any need for me to go live again. I'm not sure if there's others that want to join, but yeah. Another good live. I appreciate the guys that came up. Keep them in your prayers, even if they're Muslim. Keep them in your prayers, because we want to introduce them to the Christ of the Bible. That's why I'm saying to you guys, the only way to show them who you truly are is to take Christ with you. Let him always be with you. That's right. You got me, GM. I'm going for iftar. I'm going to feast. I'm going to feast. And you guys busted me. Assalamu alaikum. And I'm gonna say that a few times before the next couple of days. Take Christ with you. Make sure that you lead with Christ, man. Don't leave him behind. It's not a Sunday thing. It's not just when you read the Bible. We've got all kinds of addictions, whether it's porn, alcohol, cigarettes, you name it. Those addictions are taking us away from our focus. And the only way to address the addiction is to accept the addiction first. And if we accept the addiction, then we can do something about it. And the addiction could be anything and everything. That's what I'm saying. Sugar, chocolate. But my whole point is that we're letting it take the place of what could be Christ, because our focus is elsewhere. And it's hard. The hardest thing you'll ever do is be a Christian. And the worst thing you can ever do as a Christian is be comfortable. And if you are comfortable as a Christian, then it means you are not working hard enough to understand and share your religion. And if you're an Arsenal supporter, you might just be a I'm not going to say it. Shame for Arsenal. They only have the Champions League to look forward to. But my whole point again, guys, take Christ with you. And with that said, God bless, take care.